हेलो गाइस, वेलकम, गुड इवनिंग, जहां से भी आप लोग देख रहे हैं। वेलकम टू दिस स्पेशल स्ट्रीम एंड व्हाई वी आर इन दिस सूट। तब Nathan will be joining us in like next 1 or 2 minutes. So I'll give you a context. हमने मैन सिटी वाले गेम से पहले मी एंड नेथन वर ऑन अ स्ट्रीम और हम ये डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि मैनचेस्टर डार्बी का रिजल्ट क्या होने वाला है। एंड ऐसे ही बातों बातों में हमने बात की एंड ये लोगों ने सजेस्ट किया कि नेथन वाज सेइंग कि जो कैरिक आता है, जो डिमीनर होता है, वी वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट कैरिक्स डिमीनर ऑन द टच लाइन की जब वो लॉन्ग कोट्स में आता है। और लास्ट टाइम जब उसने हमें मैनेज किया था कुछ मैचेस के लिए, ही वोर अ ब्लैक सूट विथ अ टिपिकल विंटेज यूनाइटेड क्रेस्ट ऑन द पॉकेट साइड। तो वी वर डिस्कसिंग यार कि कितना अच्छा लगता है जब मैनेजर्स उसमें होते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं, सूट्स में होते हैं। इट गिव्स यू वाइब व्हेन दे आर स्टेपिंग आउट ऑफ द बस, दे आर एंटरिंग द टनल। और जब मैनेजर सूट में होता है, इट गिव्स यू डिफरेंट वाइब। तो जो लोग बाकी स्ट्रीम में थे लोगों ने, उन्होंने कहा कि अगर यूनाइटेड सिटी को हराती है, देन नेथन एंड शशि will do a stream wearing suits. So probably Nathan right now is finding the suit जो कि उसको अच्छे से he would be able to carry it and he'll sit on the stream and we'll be discussing about Manchester United. So by the time Nathan comes, कुछ chats लेते हैं and then we'll be beginning. This is going to be an interesting stream. हमने सिर्फ सूट पहना है, अंदर देखो अभी भी यूनाइटेड ही है। द टॉक विल बी अबाउट यूनाइटेड, हाउ वी प्लेड अगेंस्ट मैन सिटी, जो रिसेंट अभी हमारा ऊपर नीचे चल रहा है विद द लेजेंड्स, अबाउट लिसांड्रो मार्टिनेज, अबाउट माइकल कैरिक, जॉनी एवंस एंड एवरीथिंग. We would look to cover different topics related to Manchester United which has happened in the last 24-48 hours. And obviously I would want the support from you guys in the chat. जितने भी लोग देख रहे हो, please interact, please ask the right question. Nathan is coming on my channel for the first time where सिर्फ हम दोनों बैठ के बात करेंगे. इससे पहले नेथन जब भी आया है, there have been multiple people on the forum. So today it's about just me and Nathan discussing about Man United, and he is one of the finest creators that I know जो Indian Man United space में exist करता है. I really have a different vibe with Nathan. We gel well and our points कहीं ना कहीं हम अलग भी होते हैं in terms of our POV, but ultimately we have that mutual respect for each other. And chat में जितने भी लोग होंगे, it's just a request. Nathan is here for the first time. Show your love, show your support, and ask the right question. This is my only request. Ritin is already here. Hi Ritin, thank you so much, bhai, for ever being a friend of the show. Speaking of friend, Nathan is about to join us, guys. He is on the backstage. I'll just add him. And before bringing him live, मैं उसके बारे में जो बात कर रहा था, I would just close it out by saying he's one of the most knowledgeable, the most clearest in terms of the vision, in terms of what he wants to say, and he knows how to defend his opinion and how to put across. So I have immense respect for this guy, and we have been speaking on different streams for the past 2-3 months. This is the first time where he'll be on my channel and we'll be discussing just one-on-one conversation. So on that note, I'll add Nathan to the stage. It will be interesting. What is he wearing? Hi Nathan, good evening, how are you?
I'm feeling okay today. It's a good day. It's a good
It's a
day.
good, absolutely. Yeah, now in retrospective, it was a good call that we decided
Yeah,
to have that conversation on the stream and say, "Ki
yeah.
if United beats City, we'll be donning our suits."
I
So
would
I
I
have
would
given a
agree.
context. I have given a context why we are doing this. I would
Hmm.
want you to give us a quick background as to why both of us, who are always seen in our United jackets or t-shirts, why we are wearing this suit. Come on.
See, I mean, listen, yeah. Initially, it was a joke, right? Like, just we have to have some fun. Yeah, we have not had a great season. Our
Hmm.
manager, whether you are in or out, I don't think it was the right grounds. He got sacked. Everything's feeling low. We got back to back draws. We got knocked out of the FA Cup. Carrick came in 3 days left. So then we
Hmm.
were like, come on, yeah, let's make it fun. Let's
Hmm.
celebrate if we win. And I think celebrate we shall today for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, see, people are getting greedy now. Three pieces
Three piece
missing.
missing. Yeah,
So let's
dude.
do one
Listen,
thing. Let's
I
do
don't
one
know. I
thing.
don't know how. I don't know the weather in Delhi, no, but it's still 30 degrees here at 8 in the night. Please.
This feels pretty comfortable. This is
अरे
needed.
यहाँ
When you
पर
step out right now, this is needed.
Yeah, it is
So
pretty
let's do
hot.
one
It is
thing.
pretty hot.
Let's do one thing, Ankit. If we beat Arsenal, if we beat Arsenal, next stream that me and Nathan will do, we'll do it in a three-piece. It's a promise. Let's go, bhai. Let's go.
I don't even know if I have three piece. That's the
I'll have
best
to
part.
check whether I'll fit into that three-piece or not because that was
Oh,
about
I
12,
gotta
13
lose.
years ago.
I gotta lose a lot of weight. Really, this is part of the plan this year to lose a lot of weight.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I think that's the first and foremost thing. Yeah. Health before everything else. So, Nathan, before we begin, I think this is the first time we are having this one-on-one kind of conversation. Normally, we are
Mhm.
surrounded by at least eight or
Yeah, yeah.
10 people who are shouting and bickering their opinions. How are you doing, Nathan? How's life?
I really can't complain here. I think the best possible scenario came off of it uh, on after the Manchester derby. I think even upon reflection, I feel like we couldn't have started this rocky road better. I don't think we
Mm,
could have started it any better. So
mm,
after the Wolves game, I made a promise to myself, which is I will look at it only at a game at a time, and we've had a good game. Yeah, so enjoy it. I think the common consensus for everybody is who knows how many nights we'll have like this. Enjoy every night we can get. So I think a lot of United fans have taken that into consideration, and I think that's what we are really doing. So all in all a good day.
yeah. And it was an amazing day. After such a long time, we actually got to enjoy a game. And more than
Yeah.
game and result, we enjoyed the performance. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, social media kind of gives you the feel, the vibe as to how the game played. It's been
Yeah.
more than 48 hours, and we're still getting new angles of all those tiki taka passes which United played. And it won't be an overstatement to say we actually played Guardiola's City off the park that day in terms of our passing ability, in terms of our chance creation, and ultimately we scored three goals. I
Mhm.
still don't think that Mason Mount's goal was offside. I don't know why they have
I
not
also don't.
shown the replay while drawing the lines. That should
Yeah.
have been done. Then we scored three goals from offside. So two goals. Let's say we scored from offside. We hit the bar twice, and there were numerous other chances. Donnarumma really saved City that day. So Nathan, about the game. Was it just new manager bounce? Was it tactics? Was it the derby feel? Because for derby, players have the different mindset to do at Old Trafford. What was that one thing which you felt really helped United play City off the park that day?
What is the one thing? I think the one thing was intention and discipline. I would
Hmm.
say the one thing was a lot of discipline.
Nathan, look at this
A
first.
lot. Yeah. Thank you. I saw it already. Thank you for the option.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think intention and discipline. If I could sum it up in two words, intention and discipline. We didn't look like underdogs. We didn't feel like underdogs. And you know what? It's been a long time, but we didn't show them more respect. I feel
Hmm.
one thing we do is we try to get a quick goal, and hopefully the pressure overwhelms them, and then
Hmm.
we succumb to it in the end. I think here we were just relentless with our discipline, are willing to stick to the plan, and not showing them so much respect. I think that was the
Hmm.
main thing. Yeah.
Hmm. And it showed right from the first moment. We, like you said, it was not matter of respect. We were on the front foot, and we looked like a team who was probably more hungry. And City, with all due respect, they had certain players missing, probably key players in the central defensive position. But the way we played that day, I don't think, even if, let's say, John Stones or Guardiola or Ruben Diaz, even if those guys were there in the lineup, do you think it would have made a difference in terms of the chances that we created?
No, I don't think
No,
so. No,
absolutely.
no,
Yeah, yeah. I think,
no.
correct me if I'm wrong, we were more concerned about City outscoring us. It means
Yeah,
like so Haaland in terms
yeah,
of Foden, Semenyo,
yeah,
Cherki, and blah blah blah. So we were like, we were not that concerned about ki how many goals will United score. It was always about can we keep City, let's say, to a 2 goal margin or a 3 goal margin. So
yeah,
in terms of attacking front, all of their players were available. They did not do anything, and then this talk is coming up now. Oh, City were missing these many players, but this was never the call
yeah.
before the game. It was always about how many goals will City score. So yeah, uh,
But
it has given us happiness.
this is always going to be the thing, right? Like when you play for teams like this, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? If we lost,
Hmm,
everyone would say we couldn't take advantage of the, inexperienced backline. If we won, people would say that inexperienced backline was the reason we lost. So
hmm,
in a battle of lose lose, I prefer to lose with 3 points.
hmm, hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that feels like the, how should I put it, appetizing loss for me.
Rishi, we never said we'll wear formal. We said we'll be doing the stream in suits. I have uploaded a clip on my Instagram channel. Go to the story and see. एविडेंस के साथ काम करते हैं हम, झूठ झूठ नहीं बोलते हैं. आर्सेनल वाले में हमने बोल दिया है, अगर हमने आर्सेनल को हरा दिया, 3 पीस वाला स्ट्रीम इनकमिंग. अब वो हमें कितना टाइम लगेगा ढूंढने में, फिट करने में, दैट इज अप टू अस, बट वी विल डू दैट. I think there are a few fans of your
Shivansh, like a
suit
boss.
in this chat. No, but Nathan, I have to say this. Yeah, मैं काफी टाइम से फॉलो कर रहा हूँ this community जब से I have joined you guys for the past 3-4 months. The kind of cult fan base you have. What is the reason for this?
I mean, I would like to say it's because I'm entertaining, but I honestly think it's because I'm just honest. I'm just who I'm, honestly, I was thinking about fanball meet, not to digress. Sorry about that. But
Hmm,
I feel like if people saw me in public, they'd be like, you are exactly the same guy you are on the stream.
hmm,
Means, of course, it is different. You say hello, obviously you're meeting people for the first time, so it will be a little weird now because you don't know who you're talking to. But in
hmm,
terms of general behavior, I I think people will be like, oh, you're not like putting on a show. Like when you say Florian Wirtz is the worst signing in the league
hmm,
this season, you're being serious about it, and then you give your reasons, and at the end of the season, we'll find out if you're right or you're wrong. So,
hmm.
so in that sense, I think people like me because I'm just who I am. I 90% of my streams are in a vest, in a banyan, as we like to call it here in India. No, I don't care. Yeah. Like, who's going to look at me? My future wife, a maximum worst case scenario, my aunts and uncles see me like this anyway. Who's going to see me in a vest? Maximum someone who's attracted to me. That per person has to close their eyes. What else can I say? So
Uh,
for me, it's like I'm just who I am. Yeah, like if people like it, great. If people don't, they don't. It's all good. It's
I,
fine.
this is what I have gathered while speaking with you for the past 2-3 months is that your honesty, it really transcends to the audience who's watching you, who's in the chat. You're not double faced, and you're not shy of admitting whenever you were wrong, and that really helps audience to gain trust with any creator. मतलब
I
बहुत
think so.
देखो, फुटबॉल में मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ हाइंडसाइट इतनी बेहतरीन चीज है. यू कैन से एनीथिंग इन द हाइंडसाइट एंड गेट अवे विथ इट. कल कुछ और बोल दिया, रिजल्ट उसका ऊपर हो गया, यू एड
Yeah.
अनदर क्लॉज टू इट और लेयर टू इट. नहीं, ऐसा
Yeah.
हुआ ना तो आई मेंट दिस. Sticking to your guns, sticking to your opinions, and having belief in it, even after things are not going your way. This is what I have observed about you. If you believe in something, you will back it
Yeah.
till the absolute end. And if we
Yeah.
are not doing it, there is no point in having an opinion. If you are
Yeah.
getting swayed,
Yeah, exactly. And you were there that day with Mohawk, right? After the stream. I said, Mohawk, I
hmm,
laughed at Mohawk. I said, I'm the only one who defends Dallo. The only and last line of Dallo's defense is me. Because I going into the season with the team we had, with the way he wanted to play,
hmm,
if you just put away the fact that he's not a good footballer,
hmm,
right? Let's say he's not good. I mean, I don't know how he can't be good. If Real Madrid wanted him, he did well at 21 at AC Milan. But let's just say he's not a good footballer to just come to a shorter point.
hmm,
The the overarching evidence of the fact that he can play both sides, the overarching evidence of the fact that he is fit, the overarching evidence that there is no options and we are putting attackers in defense. Like, I don't understand why people wouldn't understand why he was picked every week. That's the thing I
Mm,
don't get, and that is what I'm saying. I'm honest. When I saw this back four, no, I don't know if anyone in the stream was there when I did the first game under Fletcher. I saw him at right back. No, I said this is the last season. There's something about that game. No, I was like, he's gone this season because the thing is, whatever you want to say about Ruben Amorim improved him, yeah, and he
mm,
did. He found
mm,
his utility. He found his
yeah,
utility, I should say. Maybe not improved him. He does the same mistakes anyway, but he found his utility, and I think he utilized him very fairly. I think maybe some of our managers also should have done that to some extent. Um, but yeah, like I said, yeah, you have to die on the hill. If the hill comes falling down, then you have to die on it. Simple as that.
absolutely. Vedang, I have starred your messages because जो आपके messages हैं,
Hmm.
they are aligning with what we are about to discuss in the upcoming segments. So if
Yeah.
you have left a chat, if you have left a question बहुत अच्छा है, we'll discuss that. Please stick around because we are going to cover something important which has been on our minds for the last 3-4 days. We wanted to do the stream 2-3 दिन पहले, but something happened last night as well, and that is why we are sitting and we want to discuss and we want to give it time. It's a sensitive topic और आपका क्वेश्चन उसी टॉपिक से रिलेट होता है, so stick around. Sumit is saying Shashi bhai in a suit looking like he's about to rob a Ballon d'Or, but I have already stolen from Vinicius.
Oh God, that was what a heated discussion that day. Oh my God.
Absolutely,
I that
absolutely.
that day also I defended a right back. Maybe I just like right backs, sir. I don't know. Maybe that they are my guys. I have to defend them.
No, and I think जो चैट में मैंने कभी देखा है लोग जैसे डायलॉग को लेके they keep coming at you saying कि you kind of overprotect him. I'm sure
I
Nathan
did
also knows Dalot has his deficiencies. We
extremely
cannot be,
limited.
yeah,
Limited.
extremely limited. Yeah, and the kind of error he makes, it is beyond belief that how he can be classified as a
Yeah.
professional footballer. Even in
Yeah.
the game against City, there was a run where Ahmad was absolutely through. All Dallo
Mm.
had to do was
Yeah.
play a simple pass, and he chose to play a Maradona's pass, reverse करके अपने left foot से, and it went out of the line. And we were banging our heads कि कैसे कर सकता है? So we know his limitations, but again, there
Yeah.
are certain positives of Dallo that we have to acknowledge. He's always
Let me
available.
if I can just sum up Dallo. Sorry to cut you off. If I could
No
just sum
worries.
up Dallo in one word, he
Mm,
would be the last person I would sell in that team. Means of
mm,
the non-essential players, he would be the last person I'd sell out of that team.
mm,
Like last, like I would sell some starters even before him just because I think their utility is run out. But I would keep him as long as possible because there's
mm,
something about him. No, there is some intangible. See, when Cristiano Ronaldo gives you a compliment on TV,
mm.
there is something going on,
Yeah.
and the people that have green light lit him, Jose Mourinho and Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever you may think of them for different reasons, they have a certain standard that they like,
Mm,
and if they see that standard that they like, they will compliment you. And I don't think these are people that are easy to please, especially
mm.
Mourinho. I would say I think we have plenty of
Thank you,
evidence
Arush. Mm.
that we have not. He is not easy to please. I really
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Jose Mourinho is one of. So I
yeah, yeah.
think there's something to it, yeah. But if you ask me what it is, I don't think I can answer that question. That is the
Mm.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's always there. And if you're able to win trust of so many managers, there is something which us fans probably will never know. And probably when his career ends, maybe he'll write a book and Nathan will get a signed copy from Dallo, and then
Absolutely.
we'll know. And then we'll know what is that thing. So, Nathan,
And
interestingly, you spoke about standards.
yeah.
And with standard, I would like to jump into the next segue that I had for this stream is about Kobe Menu.
Hmm.
And United fans have been pretty vocal about Amarim while he was there. Probably one of the biggest reasons why he was getting called out as to why you are not giving Kobe Menu the time that he deserves. Now, if you're Ruben Amorim, and I'm sure he must have seen the performance of Kobe Menu in that City game,
Mhm.
either live or
Mm.
after the game in highlights, or must have read on the social media or articles. As Ruben Amorim, what must have you felt seeing Menu probably bossing the midfield, getting the better of Rodri in that midfield, looking better than Casemiro at times, and linking up so well with Bruno and defending our D? How would you feel as Ruben Amorim?
So, it's really funny. I actually don't think Ruben Amorim would be that bothered. And this goes back to, I know it's going to bore people to death, but I think this has still something to do with the formation. I think when he said Kobe Menu wasn't ready, he wasn't ready to play in a two-man. And I think whatever you may say, maybe it's a small sample size. I think we had some evidence that it might be too much for him at this point of time. At this point of time. Um,
Mm.
Raimake. Uh,
I put
um,
it up. I put it up again on the screen. Look at
what
it.
did he do to Raimake? Um, so I think in that case, I think Ruben Amorim is a little bit justified. I would say he's quite justified because we have still not seen him in a midfield to prove Amorim wrong. So therefore,
Mm,
I said, therefore, I think in that sense, I don't think he would be bothered because again, his great defense would be, I don't
mm,
play this formation, so this is a formation he's played and he's familiar with this. He plays in England also in this formation, so it's not surprising that he's good. To which I would have to say I agree with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's not. It doesn't bother him at all because I think we have not actually proved his theory wrong. I think we have
mm,
proved the theory of he should have got more game time, but not necessarily that it would have worked in a double pivot. So yeah,
mm.
yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. I think
mm,
probably deep down, if you were to defend Amarim's case to
yeah,
a degree, let's say,
yeah,
you would say you saw Menu being more defensively aware, which probably he
mhm,
was not about 12 months back. Maybe it was because of Amarim's tactical inputs that he might have given him over the last 12 to 14 months. And probably this was the fruition of Amarim speaking to Menu, telling him to work on his physical aspects and improve that side of his game. Probably it'll help United in the longer run
yeah,
if Menu can sharpen up his defensive skill. We know there's a midfielder in him. I, of
yeah,
all people, had my doubts. I still have my doubts about Kobe Menu, but if he keeps playing like the way he did against City, I'll hold my hands up and say I was
yeah,
miserably and horribly wrong about Kobe Menu. And thank you that you play for United, and probably you are here to lead our midfield to the next change or next era, whatever it is. I don't know when the success would come, but probably he'll be there to oversee that success. And many from the academy time or people who have seen him from the young age, they see him as the next Manchester United captain whenever that time may be. So we never know, we might have a great player in that. So all the best, Menu bhai. Keep playing like that, keep proving me wrong, keep slapping me every week. I'll be happy, I'll be very happy.
yeah.
From one midfielder to the other, Nathan, we have to talk about Bruno Fernandes. Before we jump on to the major topic of this stream, what about that guy? How can you how can you replace him if he's to leave in the next 4 5 months? Does that idea bother you? It scares me to death.
Uh,
Where
yeah.
where
Can
are
you hear?
you on that? I can hear you, but I think your
Yeah,
video
you
is
you might not
freezing.
no no, there is my computer is having an issue. I'll quickly
Okay,
backtrack out and come back in, but I will
sure.
answer your question quickly.
Hmm.
Where does I'm sorry, what was the back end of your question because my computer froze a little. What did you say?
Where are
Back.
you on Bruno Fernandes? Does it scare
See,
you whether how are we
it
going to
scares the
replace him?
life out of me. It
Yeah.
scares the life out of me. I cannot for the life of me understand why people think that getting rid of him to buy Elliot Anderson would have been a good idea. And I know
Hmm.
they play in different positions and all that and all, but even if you look at it to right now, he's still almost one third of the goals and assists have come through him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
There is no conceivable way that we can do this without him. We
Hmm.
have to either we have him or we buy four players to do his jobs.
Yeah.
And with the next thing we're going to talk about no is actually why I'm going to Lord Bruno Fernandes a little later on, even for the next
Mhm.
topic which we intend to discuss, because it's a great example of why he is needed.
Right.
And that's, yeah, so just give me a second, I'll just back out and come. Sorry.
Absolutely. So, guys, meanwhile, Nathan comes back. Bruno Fernandez is. I'll take this comment. Arush ने बड़ा अच्छी चीज बोली है. He's saying he's God for us at this stage, and Bruno is just like God for me in footballing terms. Yeah, the kind of output that Bruno delivers in this United team, which is limited by all means, is phenomenal. There was a stat running in the last 24 hours which said number of chances created since Bruno's debut in Premier League. He was at 600 and the next best was 420 odd. I know he's available most of the times.
Yeah.
The compatriot who was at the second place was Kevin De Bruyne, who has left Premier League, who had some injury issues. But even if De Bruyne was there and playing the same amount of minutes which Bruno was, the kind of output we simply throw these words, legends, best midfielder in Premier League in this era about Kevin De Bruyne. But if he is having a hard time to match up to Bruno's standards, you know what kind of player you're talking about. And this
Yeah.
line will always go with Bruno. If he was playing in a better team, if he
Yeah.
was playing in a
Yeah.
better suited environment, he would have achieved something in this era which midfielders would struggle to get close to in the next 10, 15, or 20 years. We talked about Lampard's numbers before Bruno
Yeah.
was in the league. We are not talking about that anymore. Bruno is that benchmark against which every attacking midfielder gets judged, even if
I
Bruno is
mean,
playing from a pivot role.
it's crazy. He's about to catch up with Paul Scholes on the assist list for
Yeah,
Manchester United. Paul Scholes has played almost 20 years. He's not even done six. He's going to do six in like 7 days.
yeah,
He almost played. Paul
absolutely.
Scholes played 20
Absolutely.
years for the team, and he's almost caught up with him.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's
So I think
incredible. Yeah.
Nathan has something in store when it comes to Bruno Fernandes. We'll quickly jump to the
No,
main.
actually, I'll give the example. The reason
Yeah,
it
please.
tied up with Lisandro Martinez, because I
Hmm,
heard a lot of people say you can sell Bruno. We have Lisandro Martinez as captain.
hmm.
Lisandro Martinez unfortunately does not have the media composure to be our captain. And I will explain why, and I will explain why when we get to Lisandro Martinez.
Hmm,
But I think this weekend has proven that.
hmm.
See, because
No.
at the end of the game when he was pointing to the cameras and he was telling them to be quiet, no, it should have ended
Hmm,
there, because
hmm,
no better retort no is a silent retort through
hmm,
performance.
hmm.
Unfortunately, he did not do that, and that is therein lies the difference. Bruno Fernandes has been getting abuse from Roy Keane to 2 days ago, going, Bruno's the guy. If you want that pass to happen, Bruno's. I'm like, what's happening to this fellow here? I'm also confused. I was confused like the Liverpool game. There's only a few people who could put that pass off, and it went to one of them. And I was like,
Hmm,
since when does he like Bruno Fernandes now after 6 years? And I was
hmm.
just thinking to myself, imagine the abuse and the critique all the pundits have given Bruno Fernandes, and only until that Gary Neville statement where he said he wanted to come off the pitch did he respond. That is
He
one
has
time
still
in
not,
6 years.
he has
No,
still not come out and
not respond.
apologized for that.
Yeah, he's still not, but that's fine. I don't expect them to either. But that is one time in what, 4 years of being captain and 6 years of being player.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lisandro Martinez got one jibe and he went South American on Nicky Butt,
Two
which
foot,
is entertaining
two
to us.
footed,
But
two footed.
which is entertaining to us. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it very much. But
Hmm,
therein lies the what I've been trying to say. He does not have the composure to. Dude, you can't just become Manchester United captain. Yeah, this is another thing.
hmm,
He's a good leader. You can't. Nobody can just become Manchester United captain. Yeah, it's not about how good a player you are. It is an intangible you must have.
hmm.
That's the thing. But anyway,
Now,
I
Nathan,
suppose we'll get to that when we get to that.
we are almost there. Now we have brought
Yeah.
about Lisandro's name, and United fans, you know what has happened in the last 48 hours, rather last week or so.
Yeah.
And I'll quickly set the context. what
Mhm.
has exactly happened. So we are absolutely bang on in terms of what we are trying to discuss. Just give me a second. I'll put something up. So this is how it all started, right? Where Paul Scholes and his good friend Nicky Butt, they have started a new podcast called, I think, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Football.
No,
I
no,
think this is
no. The
the
good, the bad, and the football.
the good, the bad. Okay, but the
It's a
statements
play.
they
It's
have.
a play on. It's a play on that Clint Eastwood movie, no? And they
Okay,
film it in a bar, so it's kind of
okay,
like a
okay.
throwback.
But the kind of statements that they gave on the show, I would rate it as ugly for the simple fact that they are supposed to be Man United legends. They still are. Don't get me wrong. I am no one to question what they did for the club as a player, but as a pundit, their media work right now is hurting United more than it is helping. I think this is where I stand. So I'll quickly recap what has happened in the last week in one of the former episode before the Manchester derby.
Yeah.
Nicky Butt and Scholes were sitting, and Nicky Butt was saying Lisandro's height against Haaland would be a complete mismatch, and Haaland would pick Martinez and run with him, like you see a dad at a school running with a little toddler. To which Paul Scholes did not cut him off or did not interject. Rather, he added fuel to the fire and saying he'd score and throw him in the net. Okay. Now, to start with, this is a lazy journalism because probably they did not do the background check on Haaland versus Martinez battle prior to the last Saturday's game. Haaland had come off against Licha 6 times, out of which 5 times he had failed to score. So we knew what was going to happen. Licha delivered a dominant performance, bullied Haaland. You can't say that about Erling Haaland on a weekly basis. Haaland does not get bullied, and not by a 5'7" defender. 5'7" or 5'8"? How tall is
Five
he?
foot eight, 5'8", I think is, yeah.
5'8", and that too by a 5'8" defender. Obviously, there would have been questions by the media because media likes to bring up these things when it's about Manchester United. Licha was asked about the comments that Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes made, to which he replied, honestly, he can say whatever he wants. I told him already, if he wants to say something to me, he can come to wherever he wants, to my house, wherever, I don't care. And I think for me, I respect the relations when they want to help the club because everyone can talk on the television, but when you see them here face to face, no one says anything in your face. This is where my entire problem lies. Licha might have been wrong, might have been right saying this thing, but as a player, forget as a player, as a human being, he was made a mockery
Yeah.
on that podcast. It was not a constructive criticism. It
Yeah.
was a jibe at his
Yeah.
physical appearance or limitation that he has in terms of height, which
Imitation.
Jamie Carragher made about 2 years back, and United fans ripped him into pieces.
Yeah.
How can you say that? Now our legends are doing the same. Nathan, where do you stand on this?
Shashi, I don't know if you so living in Goa and going to an ICSE school, we had a lot of Europeans that came here, most a lot of English people, especially in the early 2000s, who came here and didn't want, who liked Goa, liked India, and didn't want to go back. So they would live here and figure out what they want to do from here. So I have had the privilege of going to school with a lot of English people, and
Mhm.
in turn, obviously meeting their parents whenever we would hang out outside of school. They have a very certain parts of England, I actually should say, they have very dry, very what we would in our country, where people are worried to even say, people just say sir and uncle to random people because it's a respect thing.
Mm,
Theirs is more like a respect is earned culture, so they just banter you. There's no like, I can't say this to you because you're this old or you're a professional or I am a regular. They will say whatever they want to whoever they want. That's how they are, because that's how they, as they like to say, take the piss. Right?
mm,
They That's how they talk. They would have said the same thing if this man was a Spaniard or a wherever. A lot of people say he wouldn't say that to an Englishman. They would say it to whoever they want, first of all.
mm,
So I look at it from a humorous point of view in the sense of they are also lifelong friends that have seen and won and done everything together. So I understand their relationship is not one of business, right? They are not two internet personalities that came together and did a podcast. Let's be
Hmm.
honest. There's
Hmm.
plenty of those, and you can tell the difference. So what they make up for in lack of what we would call, I suppose, media professionalism, they make up more in the fact that they are comfortable with each other to say whatever they want. And from time to time, they don't notice the cameras, they don't notice the mics, and they're talking like they are in the bar, which ironically they are shooting in. So this is my thing. It's if you give it all the perspective in the world, no, you can justify what he did. The only problem I have is the timing was horrendous. We have a new manager. We got knocked out of
Yes.
the FA Cup. This is not a regular game. Um, the picking up, the short joke was fine. The picking up and putting him in the net was not. Short jokes are short jokes. Yeah, come on, everyone hears it. I'm not going
Hmm.
to say he shouldn't have called him short. That is stupid.
Hmm.
He is short.
Hmm.
But the
Hmm.
picking up in the net and putting him in the pocket and whatnot, all that nonsense, it was way too much. It was unnecessary. And considering the growing tensions in the club, the planned protests on Feb, like, read the room, yeah. Just
Read the
because
room
y'all are not part of,
precisely. Yes.
just because you're not part of the problem and y'all feel y'all can say whatever y'all want because y'all have earned it. No doubt y'all have earned it to say whatever you want. Doesn't mean you should. No, doesn't
Hmm.
mean you should. That's the thing. But yeah,
Now, the funny thing is, it did not stop there. Lisa gave the
yeah.
statement after his Scholes went on his one of ever so famous Instagram rant, to say the least, or tongue in cheek, whatever it was, because Scholes is known for doing some
Yeah,
crazy things on his Instagram
interesting
stories.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, interesting, very interesting. So he called out
interesting
Lisa and
things.
said, tea and no sugar. That was fun.
Yeah,
But my problem now lies with Nikki Butt.
yeah,
It could have ended right there. You said something, Licha
yeah.
proved you wrong. He delivered
Mhm,
one of the best centre back performances for United this season.
mhm, yeah.
Sadly, we are not talking about how good was Licha against Haaland. All we
Mhm,
are talking about is what Nicky Butt said before the game, what Licha said after the game, and what Butt said in his next podcast. Now, what Nicky Butt does, he goes on and what we have been tired of listening to United legends is giving reference to their time. What was it like in their era? Unfortunately, the eras have changed, the time has changed. If you are drawing comparisons with your time and the current time, does it make sense? I don't think so. He recalled the same famous jibe that Alan Henson made on live TV saying you cannot win
and
anything with the
when
kids.
with kids.
Then they went on to win multiple trophies and put Alan Henson in his place. But
Yeah,
my argument in this thing is that Alan Henson was not a Manchester United legend. You lot were not getting criticized by Sir Matt Busby or
yeah,
Sir Bobby Charlton or Dennis Law or let's say
yeah,
Eric Cantona for that matter when he left and while you guys were continuing to play.
yeah,
None of the United legends during your era opened up their mouth and said anything when you left for Newcastle, Nicky Butt, when Phil Neville left for Everton, when David Beckham went to Real Madrid. These people kept quiet about you. So, as United legends, you're not acting as legends. You have fully taken over that media personal wala role, and you've forgotten that you may have certain degree of duty towards the club that has given you so much of fame, so much of relevance. And when you go and blabber things about United and current United players, it does play an impact. So this is where my problem lies, Nathan. Had the chance to put it under the rug, but what Nicky Butt has decided to do is to aggravate it further. Was it the right move? How do you see it playing? Do you see Licha coming out and probably giving another response in next 2 3 weeks? How's it? How do you
See,
think it is going to play out?
with response to what Nikki Butt said, I'm a 50-year-old. Um, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
let me.
fight you. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let me put it up on the
Um,
screen, and probably you can read
yeah.
it. Just a second. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'll zoom it a bit.
Yeah, he's telling us to come knock on his house. I'm effing
Hmm.
50 years of age. I'm not knocking on someone else's house saying, "Can we have a chat?" It's just ridiculous. You're going to get that precious. You better shit hot every week. So the problem with this sentence is no is that again he's speaking from a point of privilege, right? He's speaking from a
Yes.
point of having the pressure, exceeding under the pressure. You know, arguably as a kid, he probably left when he was super young, and he still had a lot of career left by the time he left. But uh, the one thing I try to explain to people when they say don't think about nostalgia and stuff, I'm sure you can agree with me, Shashi, is Sir Alex put a siege mentality into them.
Hmm.
It's like everybody is expecting you to fail. You have to go and prove them wrong. Everybody wants you to fail. Everybody's going to enjoy it when you fail. So, we just saw a little bit of the Sir Alex. People say nostalgia. We just saw a little bit of the hair dryer treatment come out of Nicky Butt after listening to things he didn't think he agreed upon. And this is how he lit a fire under the players week in, week out. The siege mentality. You just saw a little bit of Nicky Butt there. He said it at what was the end of the sentence? You better shit hot every week.
Every week. Yeah.
Ye- And that is what was expected of players when Sir Alex Ferguson was at the helm.
Hmm.
And the problem with that is that whether you agree with it or not, Nicky Butt has a great point, because he is saying if this one sentence bothered you so much, where you did the keep quiet and then you went on and addressed it a reporter, you better shit hot every week. And the best example this season, no Shashi, this season is when Van Dijk had a go at Rooney, and he's
Hmm.
not been the same ever since.
Yeah.
But the difference is Rooney never went. You better shit hot every week because Rooney's a scouser. Rooney gets the humor. Na? Listen, yeah, who knows what Rooney used to say to people? Let's be honest. But he's like, that's all you got. That's all you got. You're going to make fun of my statement, knowing that I'm on time. I'm time locked. We have to keep this interview going well, lively. That's what you
Hmm.
wanted. Shot, you took your shot. You're happy. Great.
Hmm.
And Rooney sitting in a corner somewhere, going, "How's that worked out for you, son? How's that
Yeah.
worked out for you since you took the shot against me? Not very good. In fact, you could argue ever since he took the shot, he's actually not been the same."
It
Yeah.
has been on the downhill. Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? That's the difference between Wayne Rooney and Nicky Butt. Like, some people can take the back and forth, some people can't. Nicky Butt, prime Ferguson era, hair dryer treatments regularly, I'm sure. He did not take kindly to Lissandro's response. He probably expected Lissandro to not respond. Let's be honest. He probably did not expect it. In terms of come wherever we can meet, I mean, Lisandro Martinez is. I don't think he should be a captain. Yeah, that is just not how you should address that situation. Come wherever you want. Like, I mean, bro, like, this is not Argentina. Yeah, relax. And I was
Hmm.
like, so I understand Lisandro's point of view. I understand the mounting frustration. These legends don't help the problem. There is great points from both sides. However, if you are being very honest, this could have been handled a lot better by both sides, and it wasn't. That's
Yeah.
it. You know.
The last line that you referred to, it kind of
Yeah.
bothers me
Yeah.
to a degree. Why? Because they have to run their podcast. I know they have to
Yeah, of
sell their
course.
podcast. They are in the market. They have to
Yeah.
probably beat Gary Neville's
Clip
overlap.
farm, clip farm. Everyone asked
Yeah.
me that day, even when we were doing the celebration. I said, don't
Hmm.
pay attention to them. They're clip farming. They're
Hmm.
playing the game now. You have to get used
Yeah.
to it.
And he has to beat Rio's podcast, Gary Neville's podcast, and so on. But
Yeah.
then when you say something like this, that you have to be hot shit every single week, it means they have made themselves pretty safe from a point of view that the moment Licha slips up, they would be on air and they'll be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
So this is like they have planned it in a way that they are planning it like 4 5 weeks ahead, and they have given themselves an armory to work with and say ki the moment Licha slips up, we'll be
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
we'll be running those clips on our podcasts and we'll say we told you so. He's not 10 on 10 every single week. But the fact is, nobody is 10 on 10 every single week. You have to give these players some leeway. And to
Yeah.
be to be fair, ever since Licha has been back in our defense, we look a
Yeah.
bit surer, a bit
Yeah.
calmer, and the kind of football we are expecting to play under Michael Carrick, that
Mhm.
guy will be needed more than anyone else from the central back position, or even if he drifts and makes a block of three at the back.
Yeah.
So again, read the room. That's the only request that I have for Paul
Yeah,
Scholes and Nicky. But
you expect better from our legends, but at the same time, Shashi, I know people will find this unpopular, but imagine when you're part of the team that built all this up,
hmm,
just to see it, slowly decay away. If we are frustrated, I feel, shouldn't they also be frustrated? Do you think Nicky Butt's retort to Lisandro Martinez's retort was, "What are you talking about? You're grossly underachieving, and you're after a Manchester derby, you're talking all this hot stuff." Like,
exactly,
no,
yes.
like, because I can understand, bro. We are frustrated. We talk about Fergie. The younger fans get mad at us. Imagine these people who actually won everything under Fergie. I can't
Hmm,
imagine how frustrated they must be feeling when a camera is not pointed at them. No,
hmm,
most
hmm.
of them keep their composure. Most of them. Some of them definitely don't. But I can't imagine how they feel. Yeah, everyone feels sorry for us. Just imagine being part of the legacy and watching it crumble. You know?
But then, does it give them the right to speak
No,
things
it
like
doesn't give
that?
them the right. Yeah. Like I agree. The thing about Lisandro Martinez not see me outside part of the statement was, do not help pile on the pressure. That though I completely agree with. Do not be a participating factor in this. Do not do that.
Hmm, hmm.
Figure it out. Call Andy Cole, call Sir Alex, do something else with your life. Call John Terry, call whoever you want for your podcast. Do not add to the already, how should I put it, volatile situation that is the club management and
Hmm.
players. So
Hmm.
that is, but you can't honestly tell me you don't expect them to be frustrated if we are frustrated.
So obviously, you can be frustrated, but again, you have to at some point you have to draw a line, and you
Exactly.
have to find that balance between constructive criticism and saying anything that comes to your head for the sake of saying it.
Yeah.
That is where our frustration lies. Probably most of our fan base's frustration lies as to you guys are not helping the situation, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over and over again, we listen from Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane as to they know exactly what is wrong with United, but we never get an answer as to how to fix it.
Yeah.
So if you are in love with this club, and I'm sure probably those guys, at the risk of demeaning United fan base, I think those guys are in touch with United more than us. Probably their loss, their setback hurt them more because they have kind of built this
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
dominance and entire era of success. So they must be
Yeah.
hurt. They must be feeling the
Yeah. For
pain.
sure.
But then again, draw a line. This is what fans want. Draw a line. You don't hear legends of any other club coming out and talking poorly about the club and the players. It's
Yeah,
always
but
our
but
legends.
Shashi, but Shashi, I mean, this is going to sound really arrogant, but let it be. If we are having a serious discussion, we'll have it. In the
Come on,
last 25, in
go
the
on,
last
go
25
on.
years, no one dominated English football like us.
Hmm,
You're not going to hear Mark Noble come out and go, "These owners are a disgrace. We are about to
hmm,
get relegated." You're just not going to hear that. You're not going to hear, "We won the league, Blackburn. Now we are in League One or wherever we are." You're not going to hear that because whether people like to admit it or not, they have not had a big hand in the Premier League. We have had
hmm,
the biggest hand in the Premier League, right? So I feel the legends, the fans, the players, we are all under that overall pressure of trying to get back up there. So when we say the United voice legends voices are louder, it's because their ability was also louder in real time. So their
hmm.
voices in the aftermath and the decline will also be louder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, again, I'm totally in sync with you.
Yeah.
The point for me is to draw a line, to find a
Draw a line.
balance.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's all I'm asking these people. And you're right to point out the previous thing about Roy Keane and Bruno Fernandes. Did you see that episode live or did you see it on the clips?
No.
I
I,
I've
I
been
I
a
watch
fa-
no interviews. I watch
I've
no.
been a fan of.
I don't trust Ferdinand either. Yeah, Ferdinand also has some kind of agenda. Half of his takes are interesting. Half of his takes are like, I don't know, man. I can't put my thumb on it. But something up with Ferdinand, even to be very honest, I
Hmm.
can't really figure out what it is though specifically. Oh,
No,
one day
my
he's
only.
backing, one day he's backing Sheikh Jassim, and the next day he's like getting all these personal interviews with the people. He was from the management of the club that he
Hmm.
was celebrating possible new owners for. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that works, but yeah,
So I've been a fan of Overlap Show for I think
yeah,
ever since its inception.
hmm,
And my only request to all the fans is that watch anything that you may find, but ultimately don't get swayed by their opinions. At the
yeah,
end of it, when the episode ends, do have the ability of rationalizing what they said and what you feel is the right thing to do, and then figure out and make your own opinion. Because if you keep listening and believing to these guys, ultimately you'd start having resentments towards United and the players, because they hardly talk good about United on these shows. I saw that episode live where Roy Keane had an outburst about Bruno Fernandes, and the thing about Roy Keane is that he does not know how to hide his emotion. And his
yeah,
face went red while talking about Bruno Fernandes.
yeah,
I get it. He probably is not that ideal leader or an ideal captain that
yeah,
Manchester United
yeah.
deserves. But so is Manchester United. We are not ideal at this point of
I
time.
mean, can you give me an example of a captain that was like Roy Keane that plays football today? I don't think there is one.
No, exactly,
But
exactly.
why
And
does
we
the
have
thing
to.
is why doesn't he understand that is the alarming part? He seems to
Hmm.
think there is somebody hiding in the corner waiting to be Manchester United captain like him. Like I don't see anyone that's like Roy Keane or a Patrick Vieira or a Carlos Puyol or a I mean, we had like proper G's as captains. Yeah, they were gangsters. They weren't just pretty faces who could Cruyff turn. We had like proper gangsters as captains back in the day. Yeah, Totti, Maldini. I mean, like we're talking about real G's. Yeah, all time legends. They want like they want Odegaard and Gibbs White and like none of these people could tie their shoelaces. Yeah, it's not possible. Just because you get the
See,
captain's armband doesn't mean you're equivalent to a captain of a captain from a prior time.
the
That's madness to me.
only player in the Premier League that I can think of may have that throwback trait of Roy Keane and Vieira is John McGinn, if he's
Yeah,
wearing the captain's
yeah,
armband for Aston Villa.
for sure.
Apart from that, let's expand the league, not just Premier League.
Yeah.
Go to La Liga, go to Serie A.
I have not seen
Football
anybody,
has
dude. No, I can't see anybody like that in
yeah,
any league.
football has changed. So these experts or pundits who know far, far, far more about football than any of us can comprehend, they should be able to see that football has moved on. Probably your opinions should as well. But they're kind of stuck in the limbo as to while we were there, while we were doing this, and so
Yeah.
on. So Nathan, one interesting thing that I read about this entire fiasco, and I've been reading it for like last 2 3 years now. It is an old theory where some, I think, was it a psychologist or I don't know, some sort of expert in his domain came out and talked about Man United legends being salty on TV and the media. And they said there's a theory called theory of relevance, where
Mm.
these lots deep down inside do not want United to succeed in the
Because they don't
shorter
want to be
time.
forgotten.
They don't want to be forgotten, and they want their legacy to be talked about until we are there. And they should be credited to put United where we are right now. And if United ends up becoming successful, people would start forgetting them. Newer stars will be born, newer legends would be made, and people would slowly but surely begin to forget these legends. And that is why they can't talk positive about United, because they have
Yeah.
to keep reminding the fans when Manchester United was good, it was them who made sure that they were good.
Yeah. I mean,
What's your take on this?
100%. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Like you can tell. You can tell. See, you know what's the sad part? The sad part is half of them have Hall of Fame rings or suits or whatever they get for the Premier League. you're already there. You're already canonized. You're already put up on the pedestal in general now. First, it was just us going arguing and arguing and arguing, but now you don't need the argument. You have the Hall of Fame trophy. You have the award.
mm,
Like, we don't need to defend you anymore. You have done your
mm,
job during your time. Like, either be part of the solution, or stay out of it. Do not add to the problem, because bro, if I'm being honest with you, it's like, what do they even get out of it? Yeah, how much they can clip farm? Like, how much
exactly.
they can clip farm? No, I was just looking. No, in fact, if you don't mind, no, I'm actually going to
Mm,
read you out just based on views, right?
sure.
Whatever this nonsense they have pulled off. No, I'm very curious to see what what was their views this week. Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt respond to Lisandro Martinez 20 hours ago, 148,000, right? 7 days ago, they got Angry Ginge, who's one of the biggest live streamers and Manchester United fans in the world.
Mm,
7 days ago, 536,000 views. So that is Angry Ginge. What I'm trying to say is, look where the model of attention, look where the model of interest. Nobody wants to hear your standards being pushed further and further. They want to hear a
mm,
21-year-old kid talk about why he's a Manchester United fan. Below that
mm,
is Peter Crouch, 111 Ks. 4 days
yeah.
older than the 111, a fraction, 20% off.
Mm,
So what is
mm,
this? What does this metric tell you? The metric tells you that it is moving into a more modern look. We if you're going to tell us about nostalgia, bring nostalgia on board. If you're going to talk about current football, you're unless you are clip farming, no one wants to hear it.
yeah.
Nobody wants to, even though y'all are great and y'all are legend, nobody wants to hear it. Dude, Angry Ginge sitting next to Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt. What you can talk to them about? What can you say about them about Manchester United? He is a fan like all of us, but
Mm,
because he's so popular and he's so mainstream and he's a United fan, they have taken advantage of that fact. That's why they have 5 times the views of their average video. No, bro,
mm,
they have had Andy Cole and I don't, who else did they have on? Ashley Cole, and I mean, they've had already so many legends on board. Jermaine Defoe didn't even at 100K. Jermaine Defoe was a G. If anyone has seen Jermaine Defoe play football, I mean, the poor guy couldn't stay fit, but I mean, he was
mm.
as clinical could be.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of finishing, right up there, right up there.
I mean, this is what no copy ninjas like laughing, angry ginge, but it's a fact. Like, it's clearly clip farming strategy, and it's really sad.
Yeah, it's
Why
sad.
why are
It's
we doing clip farming against our own team? If you want to clip farm so badly, make jokes about Arsenal. No, look what happened when Gary
yes.
Neville did to Chelsea. You want to
Mm,
clip farm someone else, nah? You'll still get the views. Why are you trying to clip farm against our own club here? It's bizarre to me. That day he was sitting next to Sir Alex Ferguson during the Brighton game. It's absolutely bizarre here. Absolutely bizarre. This
I need
strategy
to
of
I
trying
need
to
to check
push.
this guy out. I probably by name I'm not able to recall who is
Angry
this guy.
Ginge? Arey, yeah, he's a giant red-headed fellow. He's a kid, yeah.
Okay,
You
okay,
see his face only and you recognize him. You
okay.
can't miss him. Yeah. Now he does vlogs. He's become a match. I guess he was a match day fan
Match
only.
goer. Match goer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
he
Yeah.
does that even outside of streaming. He goes and he like reacts to the match in lifetime.
Okay. So, Nathan, saying on Roy Keane, a couple of like we have discussed about what was said and discussed between Licha, Paul Scholes, and Nicky, but
Yeah.
Roy Keane has made a couple of interesting statements in the last couple of weeks. One of them was about Michael Carrick's wife, which seemed like a 12-year-old wait for a revenge that Carrick's wife put something out on Twitter against Roy Keane in 2014 when Roy Keane had probably called Carrick as finished player because जिनको कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं पता रॉय कीन और कैरिक का एक बीफ था जिसके वजह से Michael Carrick was one of the reasons why Roy Keane was let out of Manchester United because he said something about Michael Carrick and United's display in one of the cup games on MUTV,
Yeah.
and that interview really
Yeah.
bothered Sir Alex Ferguson, and he was like, "This interview will not go on air. You have to apologize to the players, especially to Michael Carrick," which Roy Keane failed to do so, and he was ultimately let go from the club. And ever since, Roy Keane और Sir Alex के जो relations हैं, it has not been great to say the least. You will never see these two coming together for any event or be clicked in the media. So whenever Roy
The
Keane speaks about Sir Alex, it's not pleasant. And one of the last lines that he told about Sir Alex was, Sir Alex is like a bad breath or bad smell that is still lingering over Manchester United. What to say about this?
what is Nicky Butt statements then? What does that indirectly mean? He's also a bad breath then, no? Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
Talking like you're better than the current set of players at 50 years old means you're also
Mm.
a bad breath, no?
Hmm.
Wouldn't their statements
Absolutely.
be considered bad breath as
You
well?
those guys are part of the problem, but they're not able
But
to
he's
see
not.
it
But
because
he's
they,
not. But he's not going to say anything to Paul Scholes and Nicky. But let's be honest, he's
yeah.
not going to do that.
And while the managerial job was getting sorted between Carrick and Solskjaer, you could
Mm.
see the tone and mannerism. If it was Solskjaer, they would have welcomed him with open arms. But because it was Carrick, he, specifically Roy Keane, chose to attack Carrick's appointment, went on to question Johnny Evans's appointment, Steve Holland's appointment, who, by the way,
Okay,
is a
why
lifelong.
why is he after Johnny Evans, dude? Like, what did Johnny Evans do to him? I don't know. That is the most bizarre thing. Out of Jonathan Woodgate, Steve Holland, I get it. Yeah, everyone
Hmm,
was underwhelmed by England's performance. I get it.
hmm.
What did Johnny Evans do to him? I don't, that was the best one. After Johnny Evans also got name called in this. It was like, wow, yeah. Everyone is catching bullets from Roy Keane these days.
Probably ultimately to question Carrick's decision as to ultimately it was Carrick's call whether to bring Johnny
Yeah.
Evans on board or not. So ultimately questioning his authority and acumen to be a United manager where you are giving a guy like Johnny Evans a coaching opportunity. So it was all kind of connected. And
Yeah.
then he went on to again Carrick's wife was targeted, all these players were targeted. Sir Alex was called a bad smell. So the entire theme of the last half an hour that we have discussed is at this point of time, our legends are not helping the club. And it's about damn time that they understand this, they see this, because their opinions, their voices, it matters. Because these guys are young, they have smartphones, they know which
Yeah.
ex-player is talking shit or talking good about you, and it
Exactly.
impacts them. I cannot accept the fact that Licha was going into that Manchester derby not thinking about what Scholes and Nicky Butt said. That is what Nathan absolutely was bang on when he said the timing was horrible. You don't
Oh,
say these things before a big game. So yeah, this is
absolutely
what
poor.
probably we wanted to discuss, Nathan. If you have like anything else to add to this topic,
See,
please,
with
floor is
regards to
yours.
Roy Keane, no, with regards to Roy Keane, I can humbly say uh, that I am greatly disappointed in Roy Keane. Like to the point of heartbreak. There is so many inconsistencies. I am so fed up. He used to praise Lingard and Rashford and abuse De Gea, Bruno, and Pogba.
Hmm,
Then he openly said we had to get rid of De Gea. De Gea. For 2 years, I didn't even hear him say the word Onana. I would hear him say the word keeper because he was so excited to get rid of De Gea. No, we know how well that aged amongst everybody who wanted him gone. Everybody.
hmm,
It's not aged well at all. But he doesn't even have like the humility to call out his own nonsense. That is what is really disappointing. Like the De Gea, the Bruno, now talking about someone's wife. Like, oh, like what is it with you? Yeah, are you that bored? Are you that bored? Do you really want to slide tackle people still at 50 years old? Like, what's happening? Like, what is wrong with your life? I was watching him. No, I'm here celebrating Christmas. Now I'm listening to him talk about Christmas. Now I was like, bro, I can't watch this episode of the Overlap here. You're straight
hmm,
up depressing me, bro. Who celebrates Christmas? Who celebrates Christmas? Maybe till you're 20. I'm like, bro, we get it. Yeah, you're an angry guy. We get it. We get it. We don't need a weekly reminder of how angry you are all the time. It's getting boring now. What are you going to do at 50 years old? Who are you going to beat up at 50? You are
hmm.
not 25 anymore. You can't dive into people's legs unattested. You know, like it's getting boring. Yeah, it's really. And what's more important is I'm like, okay, dude, we get it. You were a badass. Can we move on now, please? Can we
mm,
please move
mm.
on now from this gimmick you have? You have a longer gimmick, no, than the Undertaker. Congratulations. Can we move on now? Like, let's just get on with it, yeah.
Yeah, I think they don't want to break the character, it seems. They have to like
This is
behave in a
Manchester
certain way.
United we're talking about here. That fellow, that another Poppet behind him. Next, this is Manchester United we're talking about. What Manchester United we're talking about there? We have a bloody donkey goalkeeper. There no one's saying anything. We have everyone falling like flies. No one is saying anything. We have a manager who doesn't want to look up at the ground. No one's saying anything. This is Manchester United we're talking about. That's all we hear every week. Bro, what Manchester United we are talking about? The person next to you is saying the reason you make that statement no is the manager. The person next to you saying that fellow is a bad breath. So what
Mm,
Manchester United we are talking about? Exactly. Both
exactly.
of you are right next to each other. No, what Manchester United we are talking about?
The
You have
only
no,
guy
we have
who
no, you know we
defends.
have no money. You know we have no money. This is
Mm,
Manchester United we are talking about. So how is that going to get us money to buy new players?
yeah, yeah.
The catchphrase, you don't get paid 10,000 pounds for every time you say the catchphrase. Yeah, what is it? This is
And
everyone does it now. Even content creators do it, fans do. Everyone says this now. We have this is Manchester United we're talking about. I'm like, where have you all been for 13 years? What Manchester United we are talking about? Which one we are talking about? Tell me.
we,
It's crazy.
in terms of name, yes, we're still probably the biggest club in.
But
No,
it
no,
but it's
not
but
probably.
it is never with in that intention, no Shashi.
Yes,
It
yes,
is it
yes.
is always it
Intention,
is always look what players we have got.
capability,
This is Manchester United
capability.
we're talking about. Yeah.
Mm.
He
They,
goes like,
they,
no, look what we have. These players are not Manchester United level. I'm like, Baba, we don't have money to buy Manchester United level players. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
Wake
yeah,
up,
yeah.
yeah. Like it's crazy.
We don't have the money and we don't have the right set of people. Like even when Sir Alex was there and David Gill was there were transfer windows which were horrible, but we kind of made the most out of it because Sir Alex was there. Right now, people who are in charge of the club, they are not as resourceful or not as good as Sir Alex, to say the least. And yes, it is absolutely right about the money part, and you have to understand that our owners do not put a single penny in the club, and it is not the same case with any other club in the Premier League. So when you say we are Manchester, what we are trying to say, chat and all the live viewers, what we are trying to say, when you say this line, we are Manchester United, in terms of history and legacy, it makes sense. We still are the biggest club in England and nobody can take that away from us. But in terms of capability, be it on the pitch or in the transfer window, there has been a constant reduction in our ability to perform on the pitch and in the transfer market. When you attach this line with that, it shows that a degree of arrogance and a degree of negligence, that you have not been paying attention where we are right now.
You
At best, we
you
are a
you
big ticket
notice
club.
you notice he never says we don't have money. This is Manchester United we are talking about. You
Yeah.
notice he never ever says that.
Yeah.
This guy is sitting there talking to Ineos the whole day. You think he'd know if we have money or not? Everything else is neglected. Everything else. Players are
Mm,
crap. Coach is crap. Uh, what is it? Captain's not good enough. Keeper's not
mm,
good enough. Fans
mm.
need to show up and support the team. Everybody else is at fault except the people you're going to go in bed with now for the new stadium.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So now that we have taken that out of our systems, which probably was needed, I think Nathan and me have been discussing about this for the past 4 5 days. I think we are in a better place now. I think that is out of our system. So we'll focus back on what was good about Manchester United, and it was the entire team. Nathan, when was the last time when you saw 14 players playing for United in the game and none of them had a bad game? Can you
Aston
recall a
Villa.
game like that?
We destroyed Aston Villa in the last game of last season. And
Ah,
why is that only important for Mino is because we lost a Europa League final before that.
mm. So it was a
That
reaction.
is
It was a
so
reaction.
it was like a now we have to win. Yeah, whatever happens today, we have to win. It doesn't matter. We have to at least end on this W, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah. So a very important question about Michael Carrick. I think it's a very, very serious question that probably we all want to understand and address. So what is the duration of his contract going to be? 5 years or 7 years?
Yeah, I'll make this sweeping statement. I
Yeah.
don't really care who we get,
Mm,
and I only think we should do a 3-year contract. Doesn't matter who. Even if it's Ancelotti, I will say the same thing. I only
mm,
want 3 years. I don't want 3 years with an option of this or whatever, all that nonsense.
mm,
No buyout clause, no nothing, no escape. For 3 years, we are stuck with you.
mm,
So yeah. So as far as I am personally concerned, if
mm,
we are to give Carrick it, please, nothing more than 3 years, please. I do not try to tempt people with a longer contract.
mm,
It's not worth the gamble. We'll be
mm.
paying installments for coaches next season. Just leave it. Seriously, someone said we are still paying installments on Hoyland. We shouldn't have let him go. Should have gotten rid of
Mm.
Xerxes, but that's a whole nother thing anyway. Now let's not go back into that nonsense. But yeah,
ध्रुव, if you're listening, available है, आजा, link दिया हुआ मैंने तेरे को, आजा. So, what does Carrick need to do? Let's say, let's build a case for Michael Carrick. I think in one of the previous teams, I think me and you were there, and at the closing, I think we made a case for someone as to why he should get the job. Let's make a case for Michael Carrick. What does he
I
need to
think
achieve in the remaining 16 games to probably have a fair shout at getting the job?
I think he needs to finish third.
Third, okay. And
Third,
according to
because
you, that gets him the job if he finishes
I,
third?
I think I think finishing third will get him the job because I'm going to take his win percentage into record. I'm going to take who is actually available after the World Cup into a
Mm,
factor. So
mm,
the problem herein lies. What does the board do? If they're waiting
mm,
for a World Cup guide manager, who is running the show until the World Cup is over? Right? Because
mm,
people who are not going to the World Cup after they are done with their break, they've got to
mm,
show back up to work. So who's going to be there when they show back up to work?
mm,
So my issue here is I would give him I honestly I don't even know if I want to give him the contract, if I'm being very honest. Because not because of anything other than the fact no that I really appreciated his honesty when he said no, that I will do this temporarily and I
mm,
want to go and get some Premier League experience.
yeah,
I at least appreciate the honesty. He wants to test himself legitimately, get a legitimate job, build up a CV, and then maybe get a good job if he is deemed good enough. I appreciate that honesty of himself, right?
mm.
Which again, Roy Keane, that donkey that he's become, called him a puppet. Yeah, no, because dude,
Yeah?
he's 100% a donkey for saying that because
Mm,
he is criticizing the so in terms of Ole and Carrick, right? Ole wanted a permanent job if he meets certain
yeah,
requirements. Carrick did not, and he called
mm,
Carrick the puppet, which I was like,
yeah.
how is that even humanly possible?
Yeah,
Like,
and
bro, you
Ole
what
asked
English
for
do you speak
certain
here?
bonuses.
Yeah,
Ole asked for certain bonuses
yeah,
to
he
be put
wouldn't
in
take
his
payments.
contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, listen, yeah, if you earn the contract, you earn the contract. I have no issue with that. But
Mm,
the term of puppet was bizarre to me. The guy that wants Premier League experience after me is the puppet, and the guy who's
mm,
looking to make the job temporary,
mm.
then turn it into permanent under certain circumstances. That fellow is not the puppet. I was like, bro, what English do you speak in Republic of Ireland that you cannot separate which one of these people is the actual puppet? It was really shocking. Yeah, call the person who wants out of the job a puppet. I was like, okay, yeah, leave it there. This guy he's just bitter now. That's what it is. He has a cushy job. He shows up once a week to do it, and he's still pissed off, dude. I don't know what job he wants. Like he's almost that guy, no, that you have to leave him in a farm somewhere, no, so he can just scream at the trees, dude. That should be his job. He'll enjoy it. The trees won't respond, and he can scream how much he wants at them.
No, I think I kind of resonated with the reference that you gave about WWE. It's about
Hmm.
character building, and they don't want Roy Keane to look soft on TV and going all about being emotional or being praiseworthy. It's always about that hard granddad at home who will not praise you for anything good that you have done. It's always about expecting more, demanding more, and being on your case all the time. But that gimmick is getting a bit like on our on our case now. It is not resonating with the fans. at some point of time you have to applaud and appreciate. I have not heard a single comment about United's win from Roy Keane.
He's just continuing this bully behavior, dude. It's getting really ugly. And the fact that
Mm.
he doesn't get checked on it, no. Ian Wright is the only person I saw him checked on it, no.
Yes,
When Roy Keane
yes,
said Bruno Fernandes is not
Bruno. Yeah,
captaincy material, and Ian Wright looked at him and he's like, "What?
I
What are you
love
talking
Ian
about?"
Wright. He is the one guy who defends United on that show, and he
Bro,
belongs to Arsenal.
I
He is
can't even
he's a
explain to
phenomenal
you.
human being.
I can't explain to you with a fervent hatred of Arsenal, no, that the Arsenal legend is defending a captain here. I
Yeah,
can't tell you how sick, no, that makes me feel. Like, I love Ian Wright as a person, by the way. I know he
yeah.
played for Arsenal. I won't hold that
Mm.
against him. But in terms of the fact that the Arsenal legend is supporting our captain, no, I can't stomach it there. I can't, like, it internally bothers me. Like, I
Mm.
can't even there's some things, no, that internally bother you, know, where it you cannot shake. You cannot shake the fact that there's Arsenal fans supporting your captain over the United fans there. You can't. You
Possible
in good
possible remedy
in
for Roy Keane, Nathan. Possible remedy for
no, send him to
Roy Keane.
someone. I'll tell you a fun fact. I think Thailand is known as like the country with the happiest people or land of a thousand smiles, something like that. He'll make everybody in that country miserable, dude. Why are you punishing them? Send him on an island there's plenty of islands in Ireland. Yeah, send him on one, build a house there for him, let him live. Let him scream into the ocean, dude. He'll enjoy it.
We agree, bhai. Ian Wright is a gem of a
Such
person.
a
Look
nice
at his
person.
work
He's
for
so
women's
nice.
football. Look at his work for women's
Oh.
football, the kind of effort he makes to talk about that game. And he's always there defending Bruno or United.
Oh, my
So,
blood was boiling, yeah. My blood was boiling. I couldn't watch the overlap after that. It's incredibly frustrating. Incredibly,
absolutely.
yeah. I can't even explain it to
Absolutely.
you. If you lived long enough to see the Arsenal United rivalry, no, it's almost shocking, yeah. It should shock you at least. Seriously.
Nathan, would you want to take this up?
Please, yeah. We have enough of our own problems. Don't bring this fellow here to make it worse for us. Please. We have enough crap going on over here. Yeah.
So, going back to Carrick, will playing style be a factor in terms of, let's say, if we are considering Carrick as the next manager, the kind of gameplay we had against City, let's say we are able to replicate that against Arsenal and in majority of the games that we played this season, but we finish fifth. Would you consider giving Carrick the job, or is that a non-negotiable at this point of time?
I see. I'm very hesitant to say give him the job simply because I want to genuinely know what our options are, and that
Hmm.
is why I put it out there to you and the chat. Right, like what happens? Are we waiting for World Cup tied managers to be done? Are we picking from the current crop of managers who will all be free, essentially be free after the season ends?
Yeah.
If we are looking for a Nagelsmann or a Tuchel or an Ancelotti, then no. If we are looking
Hmm.
to get like Potter or in De
No, no,
Zerbi
please,
or
please, please,
Glasner
please.
or something, if we're going to
Hmm.
go Glasner or De Zerbi, then I'd be like, yeah, we might as well go with Carrick.
Give
See,
it to
it all
Carrick. Yeah.
depends on,
Hmm.
yeah, because it all depends on the options available. Like ideally, I would take Ancelotti and only Ancelotti. Because
Hmm.
Ancelotti, will be what Roy Keane likes to call a puppet, no, but at least we will win 3 points every week. That's what I know.
If
That's
we
what I can say.
if we go for Ancelotti, it would be 13 years too late. He was my number one choice when
Yeah,
Sir Alex was leaving.
but look what we have. Yeah, look what the crop of managers aren't even the same like it used to be. Yeah, come on, let's
Yeah.
be real. So
Yeah.
we have to take whatever we get, and whatever we get, if it's
Hmm.
Ancelotti, I'll take it. That's what I'll say. I'll happily take it.
Yeah, but then again, if you're going for Ancelotti, then again you're again contradicting yourself in terms of there won't be any project with Ancelotti. You'd be looking at immediate
Ah,
success or
but I
or
don't
immediate
want
stability.
but I don't want longevity. Na, I've also before this question you asked me, I said whoever it is, give them a 3-year contract.
Hmm.
Because if it doesn't work out, then we are just ending up paying another managers on the payroll. Yeah, doesn't make sense that way. Even give them a 3-year contract. If they do well, continue. Yeah, if they don't do well, shake hands. Thank you for coming, and then we move on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
that
missing. Yeah.
honestly, my 3-year contract theory applies to any coach. Whatever the age, whatever the experience level, the 3-year contract length no is something I want. I don't want a 5-year contract for a coach here. I really don't want it. It's too long. It's too long. All this, it shows we have faith in the manager and all. We already know that does not exist. 14 months, you got sacked. So let's not pretend like they have some long-term vision. What I would urge everyone who's listening today, moving forward, especially after the season ends, do not believe anything Ineos says unless there is some evidence to back it up. If he comes out and says we are giving this man a 5-year contract in line with vision, all these buzzwords everybody uses, don't believe any of it. No, for your own mental health. It's not about being having a right opinion or a wrong opinion. For your own mental health, no, don't believe what they say. Because the moment you believe what they say, no, that only will start killing you. Don't believe it. That's what I would say.
Arush, I think all three of us are on the same page. If it's not Luis Enrique, Ancelotti, Tuchel,
Yeah.
or Nagelsmann,
Yeah.
and if you're discussing names like De Zerbi, Glasner, and I know the sample size for Carrick is pretty small. It's only 4 games. मैं पिछला वाला tenure भी factor कर रहा हूँ where he played against Unai Emery, Mikel Arteta, and Thomas Tuchel, and now Pep Guardiola. The sample size is small, but if we continue to play the kind of football we did against Man City, मेरे लिए वो एक बहुत important factor हो जाएगा कि अगर आप इस टीम को 15-16 मैचेस लगातार, because mind you we have some tricky fixtures to come, and if we are able to navigate it in the same way that we did against City, Carrick would be before in terms of hierarchy for me. आप चाहे ग्लासनर का नाम ले लो, डिजर्बी का नाम ले लो, या कोई भी नया फैंसी इंग्लिश मैनेजर, पॉटर हो जाए, एडी हाउ हो जाए, या फिर सर गैरेथ साउथगेट ही क्यों ना हो, आई वुड पिक कैरिक अहेड ऑफ दोज लॉट्स. बट देन अगेन यू हैव टू शो एम्बिशन, और एम्बिशन दिखाने के लिए दीज आर द नेम्स जो आरुष ने बताया है: एनरिके, एंचेलोटी, टूकल, नागल्समैन. In terms of negotiation, I think Enrique would be the easiest to talk to because he's a club manager. आप उससे negotiate कर सकते हो. Ancelotti,
Yeah.
Tuchel, Nagelsmann, they'll have World Cup team to manage, and I don't think their federation would allow them to enter into a discussion with a club manager and have their head swayed. So अगर आप इन तीनों के पीछे जाते हो तो practically you won't have a manager until May. No, sorry,
Yeah.
until
No, till
August.
July.
Till July,
Yeah.
my bad. Until
Yeah.
July. So,
Obviously depends when everyone gets knocked out, obviously.
हाँ,
But
yeah, absolutely. So July तक manager ना होना, it is not going to be a good call because then you'll be rushing for transfers. किसको लाना है, कैसे लाना है, क्या system के players लाएंगे, and you might be behind the race. So might as well. मेरा ये because of the World Cup ना Nathan, what I am feeling, we might see a transitional manager for the next 2-3 seasons, and then because given how volatile the market situation is in terms of manager, all these managers that we are naming, Tuchel, Nagelsmann, Ancelotti, or Luis Enrique, it is not a given thing that they might sign a 5-year contract and stay with the next club for the 5 years.
exactly.
So in the next 2-3 years, again a cycle would come where a like of Ancelotti or Enrique or Tuchel or Nagelsmann would become available for a club position because they will be let go, or they would leave, or they will be sacked from their respective clubs. And then the cycle begins. Now we have a long-term manager after the next manager who stabilizes Manchester United. It might be Carrick, it might be anyone. So I'm seeing the next manager being the transitional one, and then after that, when we appoint someone else, it would be, let's say, a marquee name to take us forward. How do you view this?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The only thing I'm worried about is if we wait for a World Cup type manager who's in charge of our preseason, because we are not going to have any.
Yeah.
So we'll be again on the back foot that way. So I don't know. I mean, I agree for the most part. I just hope it's we want World Cup tied managers, but then we have to play a lot of catch up, which I don't know if we'll be able to do. That is the issue. Also, new players in, old players out. How long are we going to take the signings? We'll wait if we are going to wait for the manager to come, so then we can do the signing. I mean, we are talking about playing a lot of catch up if it's a World Cup tied manager. Really
Speaking of
worried about that.
catch-ups, can this happen?
Yeah.
This can happen. 20 assist record this season.
What is he on 12?
He has
eighth.
nine. He has
What?
nine. Nine.
Oh
Nine.
yeah, yeah,
16
yeah,
games
yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Nice. I want this confidence every single day in my chat and in my
Um,
stream. Let's go. So you're saying who will start finishing his chances? Mbemo? Because he's lethal, he's clinical. Because finish करने वाला भी चाहिए होगा.
yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, I won't be surprised if Dogu puts in a few.
Hmm.
Let me put it that way, because Dogu's pace can be releasing him for sure.
I will make sure भाई I will try in my next team with my background में मैं अपना Ballon d'Or trophy लगा दूँ so that you guys believe that I'm actually Rodri and I was a United spy in the City lineup in the derby so कितने बार आपने देखा रॉड्री को येलो कार्ड मिलते हुए I got that yellow card and I did not play up to my standards to help United I was a spy no, by I'll be honest. I'm just wearing this suit
I
and
am
a
actually.
beautiful United jersey inside.
I am.
And Nietzsche जो है, let's not go there.
I am. I
But
am actually wearing a full suit.
no, full committed.
No, no
So
tag. No tag.
no time.
No
हाँ.
tag.
Next time दो हमने promise किया है to the chat and मैं इसको किस time पे है 1:25 इस
हाँ.
पे clip करूँगा. If we are beating Arsenal, we'll do a stream in proper 3 piece. But हमें ढूंढने में time लगेगा, fit करवाने में time लगेगा. But this is our commitment to the chat and to the viewers. We'll do a stream in 3 piece if we are able to beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
अगर ये चलता रहा पता लगा हमें ये अगले इंपॉर्टेंट मैच में पता नहीं लोग कंबल कुंबल में ना बैठा दें कि भाई नाउ यू हैव टू गो शर्टलेस नाउ यू हैव टू डू इन कंबल let's take some chats let's see how the sentiments of the people are in the chat what are they
Oh.
saying so Vedant is saying believe me Carrick will get a top 4 hard to disagree if we get a consistent run if we beat Arsenal and win 4 to 5 matches on the bounce one game a week better time to prepare oh shit मैंने यही चीज एमरम के लिए भी बोली थी 12 महीने पहले but you never know bhai it takes one bad result for this team to go off the track and that is where test of Michael Carrick's managerial acumen will be वो हमारा बुरा रिजल्ट कब आता है does it come against Arsenal does it come against Fulham or in the successive matches and how does the team respond after that one game where we were supposed to beat the team but we could not where we were supposed to score more goals but we could not that is what is going to define Michael Carrick's tenure or our top 4 finish Nathan
Say the question again. Before I answer, just say the question again. I want to really think about it.
Can Carrick get us into top 4? Let's say one game a week, more time to practice, get his philosophy drilled down to the players. Is there a possibility of getting into top 4?
So I'm going to say there's a 60% chance. Yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
say 60% chance. Yeah.
I'm
Because what
surprised.
happens is the only reason I'm saying that is because I find the league to be extremely volatile this season.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what is giving me some of my confidence. Right. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be so confident if the league trajectory was the same as last year. But this year
Hmm.
it seems like someone very rightly said in my chat after we drew the Wolves game. What was the last game we drew? I forgot. Not before Brighton. Was it Wolves only? No, it was
No.
Burnley.
After
Burnley.
Wolves, we
Burnley.
have drawn
Burnley.
Burnley. Burnley.
Burnley. Someone rightly said after Burnley, it's like nobody wants top four. So
Yeah.
with that feeling in mind, I'm a little confident about that. That's what I would say.
And mind you, barring us, every other team who is in the race for top 4 or top
Yeah.
5 will have to play midweek games. So
Yeah.
that is there a distinct advantage. It's not just about us playing one game a week. All of them are playing at least 2 games a week until the end of the season. So that therein lies our advantage. And now we have our players back. Ahmad, Mbemo, Seshko is there, Kunia is there, Maguire is back. Hopefully, Delict would be back pretty soon. And then let's go all out and have a good finish to the season. And like Solskjaer said once in one of his press conferences, mountains are there to be climbed, eh? So let's climb the mountain.
I agree.
So he's saying my fear with Nagelsmann is there would be a lot of shuffle in the squad because he likes of Shaw and Mount won't survive his time. Yeah, many of our players would lose their hamstrings.
Oh God.
Moving on. Nathan does not want to comment on that.
I know where because see, the problem is no, like the word style and philosophy. See,
It
there's
has not
nothing
worked
wrong.
out for us.
No, no, no.
It
It's
has
not
not
even that.
worked
It's
out for
not.
us, Nathan.
I know. But I don't want to say that, Shashi. What I want to say is that is true. But what I want to say really is, I just think you should just get the best with the players you have. Like
Mm,
the philosophy and style and formation is great, and if it works out, then you get your deserved kudos. But
mm,
if you're coming there and you're most likely again, like on average, get 3 to 4 players, just make the best of the players you have here. Like don't complicate it, because complications don't always work out. That would be my suggestion. It doesn't matter what manager we have, just play everybody to their strengths. If you want to get the maximum to if you want to maximize the squad you have, not the squad you want,
mm,
play to their strengths. Because I
mm,
think there is a difference between the squad you have and the squad you want. If you know
mm.
what the difference is, then you should accordingly play also that way. That's how I look at it. I look at it from that point of view. There's have and there's want. What you have, play with. What you want, work towards, so you can change the style in time. That would be preferable.
Yeah. But Nathan, while you were giving this answer, yeah, suddenly something hit me. How gullible are Manchester United fans? And मैं यहाँ पे बस अपनी बात कर रहा हूँ. I'll not bring everyone into the fray here. But we were discussing about Amram few weeks
Mm,
back. We were sad
mm,
that he's gone, the manner of his
yeah.
sacking, the timing of his sacking.
Mm,
And now deep down, I want Carrick to succeed. Yeah, I mean, the shift of emotions that we have as United fans right now,
mm,
because the lack of success that we have had for the
yeah.
past 13 years, the
Yeah.
single ray of light or hope that you see, and in this case, that derby win is that ray of
Mm,
hope.
yeah.
You get so attached to it, you don't want to let it go, and you build that narrative around it. This is there
Yeah.
to stay, and
Mm.
this has to work out. Otherwise, I don't know what is going to happen next. So while you were giving your answer, I was listening to it, but deep down, I was wondering, the lack of success has made us so gullible.
Yeah. I you know I think management has really taken advantage of younger fans, because our younger fans haven't seen what we have seen. And I don't want to make this the new fans old fans thing. It's just how
Mm,
old you are. We were lucky. People who grew
mm,
up in the 70s were not. They had to watch relegation football, because we got
mm,
relegated in the 70s. So
mm,
we just happened to luck out. We saw one of the golden eras of the entire club's history. We were lucky. We were there to see most of it. Some of our
mm,
young fans haven't. And you know what, this makes me really angry with Manchester United. This
mm,
is what makes me really angry with the management. Because of their incompetence, they have forced our young fans, who should be walking proud with their United jerseys, scared, wondering, wondering when the next success is going to happen, always
bang on,
wondering about which team is going to beat us. You
bang
know,
on.
like and this is not a, I feel sorry for you, but I get actually angry, because I feel like the young fans want to back everything, because it's the hope that kills you. It is
Yeah.
the hope that kills you. And I love all the young fans. They were backing Amram to the death, and you know what, I really respect that. But at the same time, no, I feel really sorry for them, because they have been told lies. They have been told lies by our management. They have been told lies how our club is going to succeed. And I mean, Jim Ratcliffe literally said, which is incredible to me, by the way. Jim Ratcliffe said at the beginning of the season, we have a squad to finish top four. Arey,
Mm,
whether you're Amarim in or Amarim out, nobody thought we were going to finish top four. Yeah, it's incredible
mm,
that our owner thinks so. It just goes to show that he feeds everybody hope. Either that
mm.
or he does not. I'm telling you, Shashi, it's either that or he does not know anything about football.
Yeah, could
Genuinely.
be, could be, could be.
But here's the thing, right? This man is old enough to actually have watched the Busby Babes. He's old
Mm,
enough to
mm,
if
mm.
what he
Yes.
what he says is true. If he is lifelong Manchester United fan, He was, if I can do the maths correctly, he was alive during 58 and 68. At least
Mm.
68, though he was definitely alive for. So
Yeah.
where is that intention? Someone said it so rightly on the channel, right? When we were kind of fed up about talking about formation and three back, four back.
Mm.
Someone said it rightly. If this man was a lifelong United fan, no, he would never ever hire a back three manager. And you know what,
Mm.
Shashi, I have to give him credit. Why? Because I never thought about it like that. I never
Mm.
sat there and thought about it like that. Even I never, it completely flew by my head, right? Because if you're a
Mm.
lifelong Manchester United manager, there is no way that you also would have hired a a back three manager. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
I'm not saying, I'm not, see, this is not an indictment on Amarim. I know it might sound like it, but Amarim has, as Mo said it, Amarim had ambition, so he came to the club.
Yeah.
Ineos had ambition, so they hired Amarim. But I'm just talking about it from a fan point of view. If this man says
Mm.
that he is a lifelong Manchester United fan, how was even Amarim on this list to be
Mm.
hired? That is something I will
Yeah.
never understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This has
Because
nothing to
that,
do with Ruben Amorim, by the way, guys. I hope you
yes,
understand what I'm trying to say
absolutely,
very clearly.
absolutely,
This is not
absolutely.
Ruben Amorim's fault for being ambitious. But this man who's a lifelong United fan, I just, bro, and you know what? I sat there after the stream, no, and I was like, who did we not, in all the arguments we have, in all the defenses, in all the, in all the negativity,
Mm.
not one person I know who came on the stream and said that. Someone in the chat said that, and now I thought I'd bring it up to you because we are talking about this. Do have you heard anyone say this? Like,
No,
have you heard any content creator? Have you read it
no, no,
anywhere?
no, no, no.
I was shocked. Like, yeah, I didn't even know how to react. I was like, wow, yeah, I have to say, even
Fair
I
enough.
didn't look
Yeah,
at it like that.
yeah, fair enough.
And
Absolutely.
this is the great thing about having a community, Shashi. They
Mm.
provide you, in case you have missed something, no,
Missed out on anything. Yeah, yeah,
they bring it to the forefront.
absolutely.
Whatever. Like, in my review video that day, I forgot to mention Cunha's thing. So someone in the chat said, you did not talk about Cunha's effort. And I was like, you know what? That is my bad. And
Mm.
I like that because I completely glossed over the fact that Cunha obviously gave the assist for Dogu. And that is
Mm.
on me. That is me
And
forgetting to
Mount
do
as well,
it.
for the Mount
Huh.
goal as well.
On goal
Mm.
11, yeah. That is on me because I forgot to do that. That is not me saying that, Matheus Cunha didn't do anything. So
Mm.
so then I just realized, man, this is so great having so many voices telling you things. And I was like, you can bring it to the forefront when you're having a discussion with creators. And what is your thoughts on that statement? You agree with that person?
To a degree, yes, because the word United DNA gets thrown
No,
around a
I'm not
lot.
talking about DNA. I am just saying because he's a lifelong United fan. None of that
No,
DNA
no,
stuff,
I'm
whatever
connecting.
that.
I'm
You
connecting it.
connected.
And when you talk about United DNA or a certain way of playing, it
Mm,
has always been for the back,
mm,
tricky wingers, pacey wingers, be on the front foot, and make sure at least Old Trafford is on the edge of their seats every
yeah,
time our front three or four gets the ball.
yeah,
So if you're trying to achieve that with a three at the back setup, clearly you are not buying into the philosophy of United, and then you cannot come out and say this did not work out because you knew
yeah,
the repercussion that it might have if you are bringing a manager who has an entirely different philosophy, whom Liverpool rejected few weeks before he was
yeah,
speaking to you because of the style of play thing.
yeah.
And I think Ratcliffe somewhere down the line has been swayed by Wilcox, Barada, and
Yeah,
Manchester City's success.
Arush in fact has put it here. If you can highlight Arush's points here, his latest two
This
points.
one, this
He's
one,
actually, yeah, he said it without you
yes,
saying it. Yeah,
exactly,
said it perfectly. Yeah.
exactly. So he is so
Wait,
swayed
sorry to
by
cut you off.
City.
Sorry to cut you off. I think
No
you're
worries.
having the same issue I had. Jalil, it is a StreamYard to YouTube issue, and it's been happening quite regularly if you use StreamYard. It is an issue
Okay.
between the streaming software to YouTube, so that is why it's
Okay.
buffering.
So Jalil, if we are lagging, the only suggested way is to take the stream backwards to about
Yeah,
60, 90 seconds, and it
yeah,
would start buffering at a right pace.
yeah,
So yeah, going back to the point, so Ratcliffe is swayed by this entire success that Man City have had over the last few years, and kudos to Barada and Wilcox. They might have convinced Ratcliffe that it was them two who led the entire journey of success in Man City, and that is why you're seeing that they are making the decisions. And it was well documented that Amrim was the next guy to
Yeah.
replace Guardiola at Man City. So they thought, we cannot let Amrim go to Man City. You have to get him now. We did that. It backfired.
Yeah.
And to be fair, now our future is out in the open. The fact that we have been sitting here for the past 100 minutes precisely, and still we're not sure whether to give the job to Michael Carrick, whether to bring a new manager, will any World Cup tied manager will come to Old Trafford, when will he come? So many questions. And one thing that we were happy about Ineos and their footballing people, that they would reduce the number of question marks around the club. But as as things turn out, there are still n number of question marks which we need to answer. And
Yeah.
probably there are certain question marks which we as fans, we don't even know what is happening behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
it's about taking as the season goes along, enjoy the journey, and hopefully we get a positive result so that these issues do not become the talking point for Manchester United fans, because we have suffered enough in the last 12, 14 months, and it's about damn time we get some luck going our way and we get some results.
I agree. I agree.
So Arush is saying they hire
Yeah.
players that they scouted in their pre. हाँ, makes sense यार. Same with Christopher Vivel as well. वो वही set of players को लेके आ रहा है Bundesliga वाले, which he
Yeah.
thinks would work, but it's not a guarantee that it will work at Manchester United or in the Premier League. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
boy is here. Mystic. बहुत late आया भाई
Mystic.
तू यार. बहुत late आया यार.
How the FS
Which-
Jim Ratcliffe got knighthood? Mystic, he got knighthood for he's doing green energy services. So
No.
as you can imagine, it would be quite easy if that's the area you're traversing into, especially
Hmm.
nowadays when pollution levels are at an all-time high. It wouldn't be that difficult to become a knighthood if you do your if you execute your business plans well. Let me put it that way.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, I think Akshit is saying the same thing. Vienna will try by, because, and if you read the sources, there was a reason why Amorim stayed back in Manchester even after getting the sack. Normally people fly out and go to a different country, but he was there in Manchester having dinners with Vienna, probably having discussions around taking the Man City job. Because frankly, Amorim उतने time के लिए नहीं रुका है United में, like Klopp did with Liverpool, that he will never manage Man City. If the opportunity comes up tomorrow, I think he will say yes to City. He does not have that kind of emotional attachment to United, to say the least.
I think
And
whoever backed him will stop backing him after that. That is,
could be. Yeah, yeah.
it's one of those things where once you do it, then we just don't acknowledge you. Kind of like
Hmm.
Carlos Tevez
Hmm.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to like go behind the scenes as well. Like
Yeah, of
Nathan rightly
course.
pointed out, for Carlos Tevez, there was a
Yeah.
deal on the table. Had we been
Yeah.
smarter, had we negotiated better, Carlos Tevez probably would have gone down as one of the Manchester United legends of this time. But we chose our arrogance over sanity, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
arrogance
We
was
have we
part
have
of the
suffered.
problem.
Now this arrogance that everyone talks about, we have. People only think we have benefited from it. We have lost also plenty due
Mm,
to our arrogance.
mm,
Plenty. So Alex
mm.
Ferguson said it. No, was it the 2009 final? I think it was the 2009 final, or was it the 11? I can't remember. But he said, you know, in halftime, I should have brought off a player and put Park Ji Sung to mark Messi for the entire 90 minutes. I think it was the
It
entire
was the
90 minutes
Wembley.
or halftime. I don't
It
remember.
was the Wembley final where
That is
he clearly
2009
said,
only, I think, no?
yeah, he clearly
So you
said,
see, yeah,
it was that United way that we have to play on
exactly.
the front foot. Had he been that conservative and played like a
Yeah,
final, we should have won both of those finals. Because if you go back and watch the highlights, first 10-15 minutes, I think we hit the crossbar twice.
yeah,
We had so many chances. Yaya Toure was playing on one leg in central
yeah.
defense because they had no central defenders. And I heard this when Thierry Henry was on the overlap episode. He broke it down. He said in dressing room we knew that we were going to get beat because we were thin on the injury part and the squad combination. But United chose to play the United way and suffered
Yeah,
in Europe.
yeah, of course. Definitely. We have suffered for it even, yeah. Not everything is trophies and titles.
Mm. So Arush is saying they will hire Nagelsmann. Yeah, it'll be a bold move, yeah, to say the least. And Nagelsmann saying yes to United. Do you think it'll happen?
Bro, in that case, I just rather get Hurzeler. At least no formation is a style of itself, bro. I mean, at least with Hurzeler, no, however we play, no, he'll manage to fit everybody he needs in the team.
Mm,
That's
mm,
the good news. I don't know what it's going to look like on a
mm.
football pitch, but at least we know, no, he'll do that. That's the good news.
Nathan, are you
Uh,
familiar with
oh,
this gentleman's name?
who? Sri
I,
Lanka?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, Shonak. Yeah.
Shaunak, why Yash had tears in his eyes that particular moment was that one of his favorite creators and our uh,
Okay.
pioneer in the industry, Mohak, was on the stream. He was kind enough to be there, and he was speaking some nice things about all of us on the forum,
Yeah.
and he said some nice things about Yash. And यार अगर आप किसी को फैन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हो और वो आपके बारे में
Yeah.
कुछ अच्छा बोले so it touches a point where it's very difficult to control the emotion. And Yash, being Yash, is very emotional. He will give you whatever he has in his
Yeah.
mind and in his heart. So shout out to Defective FC. अगर आपने उनको सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, please go and subscribe to the channel. The kind of content he's producing is elite. And
Hmm.
take me, matlab, take my word, I can give you in writing within next 9 to 12 months that fellow will break out on Instagram and YouTube because his content is really different. और साला कनाडा में रहता है तो स्नो का बहुत अच्छे से यूज करता है. So if you like snow and United content, do give him a subscription, do give him a follow. So yeah, that was a very heartfelt moment for Yash, and I think
Yeah.
for all of us in that forum, because we were happy, we were emotional, and then
Yeah.
Mohak Bhai came along, talked
Added
nice
to it.
things about talked nice things about everyone, and we all felt it. Yeah, we all felt it,
Yeah.
and that's the power of the community that Nathan was speaking about.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and see, it's almost close to 2 hours, and I feel like we can go on for few more minutes because there might be something which we have not touched upon. I'll give it to Nathan. I think I'll ask him to probably come up with something. What do you want us to discuss next, Nathan?
See, you
Could
know,
be anything, non-United thing about life, anything.
see, I will only say this. I would say, we have been talking about a little about Ruben Amorim. I would only say this. Whoever, for whatever reason, you all didn't like him, don't curse him. Don't, even if he frustrated you, just let's all move on and let's take one game at a time. That would be
Hmm.
see, as someone who went on about it himself for a few games, I sat there, realized when he got sacked, no, that this management is not going to let us be happy. We have to find our own happiness.
Hmm.
This management is only going to deceive you, one way or the other. Maybe not intentionally, maybe unintentionally, but we have to find our little slices of heaven. We have to find our little pieces of happiness and enjoy it. My simple request is, don't worry about what happened before. Don't blame anyone for it. It's happened. Let's just take one game at a time and see where it goes. If we finish top 3, even if, and I know people will bring win percentages into it, but Amarim contributed into the top 3, right? He
Yeah.
got us to that point where we will finish top 3. It's not about who's
Hmm.
better, who's worse. If Michael Carrick has an 80% win percentage, it's only on 15 games. So let's not get
Yeah.
too crazy.
Yeah.
So let's just enjoy it moving forward. It's all over now. There's no point getting angry anymore. Let's just try and be positive. Try. It's not going to be easy, but let's try and be positive for the games moving forward. Even if
Yeah.
Carrick stays, Carrick doesn't stay, let's just wish him well. He came, he got us here, he got us a
Hmm.
nice memory when we've had some terrible memories. Let's just take one game at a time. That's what I would say. Yeah.
And brilliant point, Nathan. I'll just add one thing to it is that we are living in a time where if you are feeling happy about one thing,
Mhm.
you ought to feel angry or sad about something else.
Mhm.
But at this point of time, I would like to bridge the gap between these two aspects. If you see us, specifically, I'm talking about me and Nathan because I've spoken to Nathan for far long to know that both of us were Amrim in. We were
Yeah.
desperate for that guy to succeed. It did not
Yeah.
happen. That's an
I
entirely
might not
different story.
openly say Amarim all the time, but I really wanted it. I really
Yeah.
wanted it to work here. But I was also starting to get incredibly frustrated over the
Hmm.
time, and it
Hmm.
it got the better of me. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
man enough to say it got the better of me. It did.
yeah,
That's why I'm saying, moving forward, just take it one game at a time. Yeah, who knows how
yeah,
many games you're going? Who knows how many games
yeah,
you're going to lose?
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just enjoy it. You know.
So, so if you see both of us feeling happy for United and Carrick, by no means it has reached a point that we are ridiculing Amarim's time. That guy's input in terms of
Yeah.
improving our squad morale,
Yeah.
fixing our dressing room, and establishing that connection between the fans and the club, I think he has played a very pivotal role in this next phase of rebuild that we are on. And if Carrick is enjoying a friendly dressing room, a dressing
Yeah.
room which does not have any leaks, which does not have any traitors, Ruben Amorim will have played a very,
Of
very
course.
important role in that. So for that factor alone, I can never question what Amarim. His football did not take us forward. Let's
Yeah.
be pretty straightforward. But the work he did beyond the pitch will help
Mm.
United in the longer run, and for that I will remember Amarim pretty fondly. So if you see us celebrating Michael Carrick, in no shape or form we are demeaning Ruben Amorim. He did not work out at United. That's part and parcel of how the managerial changes happen in football. But yeah, for me, and I'm sure for Nathan as well, United first. Beat Carrick, beat Amarim, beat me or Nathan, whoever is the manager, we'll be happy if our beloved club is winning the match and smashing Man City at Old Trafford 2-0, where we should have won 6-0. We'll be happy. Nathan Arush is asking, are you doing Champions League watch along?
I honestly, Arush, I'm not sure if I'm being honest with you. That's why I have not even put a schedule stream out yet. Normally, I put a stream schedule, I should say, out. I have not. So, no, most likely no.
Yes, Mystique, that's a fair shout. Their wives are in sync with some sort of business that they're doing together, so the relations go deeper than football. Yeah. Yes, we
Fair
we
enough.
love him. We love Yash Bhai. And Mohak is the OG creator. We know that. Yeah, he's phenomenal. Okay, I think chat really wants us to talk about Champions League football. Let's bring it out. Yeah, आज के
What
fixtures
is
क्या
going
क्या
on
है?
today? Early fixture is Kairat
Early
versus Club Brugge. Thoughts?
and Arsenal are playing. Oh fuck, Arsenal are playing early
Inter
kickoff.
Milan. No, no,
Damn.
no, no. Man City is playing early kickoff.
Oh shit, मैंने ये वुमेन्स वाला निकाल लिया. Sorry,
11:50.
sorry. Men's football,
That
men's
might, to be fair, that might be actually more fun.
football. Yeah, and City are
And
playing Bodo Glimt at
11 o'clock
11:15.
match. Ooh.
11:15, yeah. Then let me share, I think we'll
Bodo
be able
Glimt, Man
to,
City, Tottenham, Dortmund.
yeah, Champions
Oh, that's
League.
going to be a terrible match to watch. Villarreal, bro, between I don't know who's failing worse, Dortmund playing in the Bundesliga or Tottenham. I can't figure it out. Who's worse right now?
So we have the Mbappe derby, Real Madrid versus Monaco. We have Alexis Sanchez derby, Inter versus Arsenal. Which derby we have? We have
We have the
Marseille versus Liverpool.
We have the Hoyland derby,
Hoyland derby.
Copenhagen
Yeah,
derby.
yeah, 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 yeah. Then we have Jibril Cisse derby between Marseille and Liverpool. Newcastle and PSV. I'm sure there must be a connection here. There must be a connection. Chelsea and Pafos, Juventus and Benfica. So we have Mehdi Benatia derby, and that's it. So
And
not
USG.
not an exciting round of matches, boys. To be pretty fair, if I were to like
Inter
barring Inter
Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah, Inter,
Inter's top of the group, right?
yeah,
Inter's
in,
top of the group? No, no, Bayern's top of the
no,
group.
no,
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 wait.
Bayern
Who's on top of the group?
table.
Arey, see now
Arsenal,
this is
oh damn! Arsenal are
Arsenal's
six
top of
out
the
of
group.
six. Yeah, 6 out of 6. Arsenal, Bayern, PSG, City, Atlanta, Inter, Real,
Oh,
Atletico,
one goal.
Liverpool.
Goal. They've conceded one
Yeah,
goal.
no, they've been very very amazing in Champions League. That's why
Inter
people,
Milan,
certain sets of fans are saying
Inter Milan has only conceded four.
six.
Next best
Go
defense. You take it. Not
next.
bad. Oh no, wait.
Not bad.
Atlanta's only conceded two goals.
Where is Atlanta? No, no, no.
About
Goals
them.
against is
About
six.
them.
No, that is GD.
Six. Yeah, I'm
Six.
reading the wrong thing. 4-6. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Still not bad though for Atlanta. Six
Mm,
goals after
mm.
6 matches is very good.
Not bad, huh? Not bad. But yeah, I think Arsenal will have a difficult game, not to overstate the fact. And I hope Inter gives them a good game and थोड़ा सा यूनाइटेड के लिए हेल्प कर सकती है wherein यार नहीं if I ask for injury I know next match में यूनाइटेड का कोई प्लेयर
Yeah,
इंजर हो जाएगा so
let's not do
let's
that,
not
please.
go there,
Let's
let's
not
not
do
go
that.
there.
We have enough problems as it is.
Yeah. Arush has asked, Shashi bhai, can we do a nostalgia United stream with your experience of watching United fan with 100% भाई 100%. अब आपने बोल दिया मैं आपको स्टार भी कर देता हूँ कमेंट को and advantage probably what me and Nathan have, we have been watching United for the past 20 years now, so we have seen.
Sometimes that sounds like a disadvantage if you listen to Nicky Butt.
uh, so we have seen lots of stages, lots of managers. So हर किसी का अपना अपना POV है, हर किसी की अपनी अपनी यादें हैं, हर किसी के अपने favorite moments हैं, players हैं. It'll be fun यार, it'll be fun. I think that will be one stream where we'll be happy discussing Manchester United because we'll be dwelling in the past, all those glorious moments and players. So yeah, I think
Bro,
me and
still,
Nathan will.
but yeah, I mean, I know we are done with that conversation, but Carrick when he walked out in the black overcoat, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was
So
like,
chat,
yeah.
this is the entire context
Bro,
why we are sitting in the suit today. One of the games that Carrick managed last season, he walked out of the team bus in a crisp black suit with a vintage United logo on the pockets. And it felt like those days of Sir Alex, where for every important game against Arsenal, against Chelsea, against Liverpool, our players used to get out of the team buses in suits, proper suits, and you knew those guys meant business. And rarely you saw our players having a bad game or not
bro, and
giving a fuck about the game.
all these people wearing like tracksuits, and then the players wearing those headphones on the head and all. Like,
Mm,
come on, yeah. You know, even our players, they would come out with the year in airports. It's not like they
mm.
didn't have. They would still listen to music, but it mostly would be year in. Now you notice it's the wireless ones like these.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
looks,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it
yeah,
looks like your.
yeah. अरे Nathan, we have come from that era where Cristiano used to step out with that iPod. वो proper
Exactly.
tangled wires
Exactly.
घूमता हुआ and then he's walking and then we have seen Cristiano
Yeah.
transitioning from that iPod to wireless
Yeah.
headphones. So we have seen a lot. Yeah, we have
And
seen a
all the
lot.
haircuts along with it. All the
Yeah.
haircuts along with it. Yeah.
Manan has been asking this for a while. He wants to discuss us. अगर United top 4 reach करती है, how are we going to manage the injury and fatigue? Fatigue तो नहीं होना चाहिए. Injury आप बताओ Nathan. How will we manage?
I mean, fatigue. If we don't add, na Shashi again, it's a question of how many players can we bring in, right? Some of
Hmm.
these players are already injury prone to begin with. Uh, I do honestly, Manan. The honest answer is I don't think we'll able to manage it. But the what I would say is whether we manage it or not, we'll have the funds to try and do something about it. I don't think buying three players is going to make this squad have depth. And I
Hmm.
can only see us buy three, four players again maximum, if even if we finish in Europe. Plus,
Hmm.
don't forget, certain players are running out of their contract. So technically, the squad might remain the same. If three, four people's contracts run out and we buy three, four people, technically the number is the same number. We have not
Hmm.
actually increased anything.
Hmm.
So I have to say I don't think we'll able to manage it first season. We are
Yeah.
put in such a scenario where I don't mathematically see how it will be possible.
Hmm.
Now, that being said, we could have a miraculous run of no injuries in the season, and that's how
Hmm.
we manage it. That's the only way we can manage it by staying injury free, I think.
I think United as a
But
whole
you know,
needs a
it'll be
Luke
that
Shaw
City
kind of
season.
season.
You remember that City season where they only played like 15 people the whole season? They had like a bench, but they only,
Hmm.
they played 15, 16 for the
15,
whole
16
season.
players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they never
Yeah.
gave anyone a chance, who youngsters,
Hmm.
whatnot.
Hmm.
So I think
Hmm.
we are
Hmm.
going to have to do something similar. We are going to have to use the core, and we have to going to get by the core. I think
How much do you rate Marco Silva?
I'm frightened. Yeah, his
Moving on.
tenure at tenure at
Quickly.
Watford even frightened me.
Yeah.
What
Hmm.
I will say is he's also another one of those managers that makes the best out of a bad bunch. I think
Hmm.
he's really gotten. I really think he's gotten a tune out of Harry Wilson and Raul Jimenez, because I
Hmm.
think Jimenez was struggling before he joined. Right when Bulls bought him first. Of
Yeah.
course, the injury, of course, you have to take
Mm.
into account, but he was not looking sharp at all. You could argue it took him over a year to become sharp again, and fair enough, yeah, he could have had a life-altering injury. You
Yeah.
have to give him a little bit of leeway. The fact that he's still playing for Wolves, still starting, now he's
And
built this
scoring.
partnership
Scoring
with
as well.
Harry Wilson. Yeah, he's scoring.
Mm.
So, you have to give Marco Silva the credit. Yeah, you have to give him the credit of reviving careers and improving players. But as far as managing a team like United, I think it is different here. I think it is different. It's like the Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes comparison as captain, right? Like, can you handle this heat? This level of heat, how are you going to respond?
Mm.
And
Mm.
unfortunately, what is his best job Marco Silva's at? Is
I
this
think
the best job he's
this
at?
is the
And
best in terms of,
Watford is
yeah,
not
this is the
better than
best.
Fulham. Watford is not
Mm.
better than Fulham. What else? Who else? Everton. Sorry. Did he do well at Everton? I can't even
No,
remember right
no,
now.
no, no,
I
no, no,
can't even
no.
remember. I think
He was
Everton was
let
his
go. He
best.
was let go, I think, in the same season, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18,
So
19, he was let go. He has
so
managed Estoril, Sporting Lisbon, Olympiacos, Hull City. He did not finish the season there. Watford, one season. Everton, one season. And Fulham now, since
so so
2021. This is the
so
longest that he has had
so
at any
fair
club.
to say his biggest job was Everton, technically from a prestige point of view, I would say.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
because
Everton.
Everton these 4 years, obviously Fulham have been finishing above Everton. This year
Mm,
probably not, but
mm.
they've almost got relegated. Frank Lampard won the
Mm,
second last game, and then they
yeah,
saved
yeah, yeah,
relegation and all that.
yeah.
Celebrating in the stands in the middle there, like he won the World Cup. Hilarious. But I mean, I'm just no. I mean, it was funny. I mean, I understand the emotion of the fans. Obviously, you would celebrate that, staying
Mm.
up. But Lampard, like there in the middle, there, like fist bumping, and I was like, wow, man, this is great. So I would say that was his biggest job. He didn't do so well. Is
Mm.
he done enough to get a top six job by reviving Fulham? I would say no.
Not so
What
sure.
I
Yeah,
would
not
like
so
to
sure.
say is maybe if Unai Emery gets a better job, Aston Villa, maybe, a certain
Mm.
bump up, maybe
Mm.
Glasner leaves
Mm.
Crystal Palace, maybe just a
Mm.
little,
Mm.
incremental bump up, maybe
Slightly, huh?
Brighton.
Huh.
Hurzeler,
Move
Hurzeler might
along
get
the
a job.
hierarchy. Move along the
Hurzeler might get
hierarchy.
a job at in a German club. He is
What
German.
about
Maybe
Spurs? Spurs might come for Marco
listen, yaar,
Silva.
I think enough people have had enough punishment. That's all I'll say. Let's not ruin everybody, dude. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, by the
So,
way, Vanieri to Marseille, huh? Confirmed.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
nice,
Loan,
nice, nice,
loan,
nice.
and
He's moving
Oscar Bob
to
sold.
uh, sold
Shocking,
35 million. 35 million. They
shocking.
had
Sold.
to make way for Semenyos, no? तो net spend कम हो जाएगा Semenyo के
That
आते.
could be a Cole Palmer mistake, Shashi. I can
Yeah,
feel it.
could be. That guy regularly starts for Norway and does well and has done well for City as well whenever he has gotten the chance.
But what
So
what's
probably,
crazy is they have Harry Wilson.
hmm,
Why Harry Wilson's in red hot form? Why did they get another right winger?
and they wanted to probably finish the
Interesting,
season
right?
pretty strong.
Oscar Bob is the right winger, right? Or am I not
Yes,
getting it?
predominantly right winger, yes.
Very
But again,
interesting.
अगर वो flexible है, multiple positions खेलता है तो well,
Yeah.
let's see.
Good signing. Good
Speaking,
signing for
good
Fulham.
signing,
Good signing for Fulham.
good signing, and 35 million में yes, absolutely bargain of a deal because of the way transfer markets are these days. Speaking
For
of
sure.
transfers, we receive new links for our secretive
No, no,
midfielder
no,
signing
no,
that
no,
we are
no.
able
Sorry to cut you. I don't want any
to.
of these players. Thank you. It's you can please keep playing Shea Lacey in our squad. Thank you. I don't
No,
I
but
don't want
for
to play
CDM,
whatever these
you
games are.
won't you like, let's say, another body on the bench from CDM
Yes.
position?
Get that body
Hmm.
from the youth academy. Please do not get any more injury prone bodies to our club.
Hmm. But yeah, that is the
Wilfred,
concern.
Wilfred,
That is the
Wilfred in
concern.
TT 3-4 years ago,
Yes,
definitely.
yes,
Now,
yes, yes. Now. Because all the names that have been linked, it feels as if we are getting our signings from the scrap market, with all due respect to these lots, because injury is an issue with Loftus
yeah,
Cheek, with
definitely.
NDD, with McKennie. The only name that seems fitting to probably come at United and improve us in some shape or form is Ruben Neves. If he comes, it would be seen as a signing. Okay, this might give you something to build on to the football that you're trying to play. Not these names.
Or we could get a very underrated midfielder. His
Hmm.
name is
Ah,
James
Jimmy
Garner.
Garner. I knew.
How-
I knew.
I don't understand. He just like now Mystic is saying apparently they want Pepe and Bob and they have 70 million to spend in January, which
Hmm.
first of all I find incredible for a non-European tied team to have so much money in January to spend.
Hmm.
They will sell Wilson. I don't think that's a good idea. But
Hmm.
maybe they know they're going to lose them to a better club, so they are ready for it.
Could be. Yeah. Oh,
Aston
Aston
Villa
Villa.
bring Tammy
Tammy.
Abraham.
Tammy Abraham. Who do they play as a striker when Watkins is not there? I think was it Morgan Rogers playing up front?
Morgan Rogers plays left wing cam striker. It depends on where they need him.
Bench.
Yeah.
No, Tammy Abraham, good again, a good body to have on the bench.
Also, all these English people like to come home. No, I thought he was
Hmm.
enjoying his time at Roma. Is he not at Roma anymore?
No, no, no. He's not been scoring that frequent.
Oh,
Ever since Mourinho has left, his scoring numbers have dipped.
what is that? Is it true that Mourinho said my number nine should always be like a tall, something lanky, muscular player from Africa? Did I just read
I
that
don't
somewhere
know.
like nonsense? Because
I
now when I
don't know.
think about it, no, Drogba and Eto, and I was like, wait, hold on a minute, is this really like his thing? I was actually like thinking about all
Lukaku
the
at United. Not from Africa, but fitting the description.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's quite interesting when I read that
Daniel
somewhere. I don't
Marley.
know how true it is. Daniel Marlin.
Yeah. How about this guy? We have kind of neglected everyone. First of all,
No,
I
no,
don't
this
see the
this fellow has
possibility
been
of
this
coming.
fellow has been trying to peddle Casado to me for the last month. Casado, Casado. I'm like, we only want 90 million for Casado. I'm like, yeah, sure. We'll give you 90 million pennies. How about that? We'll count the and knowing the Glazers, no, they'll have it somewhere in their vault, 90 million pennies for you.
Uh, so yeah, Shaunak, this is what Nathan was
Ah,
talking about. If you want a
I
body
also would I also would
on the
rather do
bench,
that.
I would rather have this dude than NDD because it makes no sense bringing an injury prone player who might sit on the treatment table and not even on the squad bench, get your salaries for the remainder of the season and not help you at all. So if you have Kobe Menu firing, very good. Meanwhile, Ugarte played very well after coming on for Casemiro. So might be we have another player whose season gets turned around with Michael Carrick coming in and
We can hope.
कॉपी यार हर चीज में फन ढूंढ लेता है
Swap Casado
so
for Rashford. We don't have that kind of luck, Copy Ninja.
hmm,
Who
hmm.
who is agreeing to these terms? I want to know. I hope they agree to these terms. We'll take it.
So Nathan and the chat, we have clocked 2 hours, and frankly, I have not had the clue कि time कहाँ गया, the kind of discussions we had, the kind of topics we covered. So Nathan, before we wrap this stream in the next couple of minutes, just
Mhm.
wanted to understand raw expectations from you for the remainder of the season and Arsenal game.
I still feel we can finish fifth there. I've been
Hmm.
saying fifth for a while. I have this thing. No, end of the season we'll finish top five. I still think we
Hmm.
can finish top five. But
Hmm.
I have to be, if being honest, I'm relying on a volatile season from everyone.
Yeah, so help
Otherwise,
from
I don't
others,
think.
help from other
Yeah,
teams.
help from
Okay.
others. Yeah, I
Mm.
would agree.
And for the Arsenal game,
Wait, who's looking for Mateta? You're
Mateta,
joking.
Aston
Juventus
Villa.
not advancing on Mateta and considering a Nesri.
वो
That's
नहीं होगा
interesting.
फाइनेंशियली वाइबल नहीं होगा मटेटा इसलिए यूवेंटस नहीं ले रही या मटेटा whichever team gets Mateta if that team is in the Premier League you are signing one hell of a player and he is a guaranteed goal scorer by he knows the league he's physical he's clinical he can play with his back towards the goal he can bring others into play and he can run and finish so a good player, very good player. I would have loved to have Mateta at United.
Sorry, what was your question? I was
Expectation
reading
from the
that.
Arsenal game.
Expectations from the
Season का
Arsenal
तो बता
game
दिया.
is
Arsenal game. Yeah.
1-1. 1-1.
1-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I'll also somewhere be aligned with the same thought that Nathan gave. Top five, top six, completely doable because of two, three factors. United are playing once a week, other teams are playing multiple games a week. It should give us an advantage on paper. But then again, we had that advantage right through the season. We did not capitalize on it. Let's see how Carrick and his coaching team are able to infuse their tactics to the players and how well do we play. And for the Arsenal game, again, two sides of the story. Arsenal are playing midweek, a tough game. We are getting complete rest ahead of the weekend fixture. And how Arsenal played against Nottingham Forest. It was a game about sitting back and not trying to lose. And in this title race, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है आर्सेनल माइट सी दिस गेम कि हमें इसको हारना नहीं है वी शुड नॉट बी लूजिंग दिस वन एंड नॉट हैंड ओवर द एडवांटेज टू मैन सिटी बिकॉज रिमेंबर सिटी आर प्लेइंग बिफोर आर्सेनल in this week. So if City wins, which is probably they will win because it's against Wolves, it will have pressure on Arsenal, and they would not want to lose. And the kind of gameplay we showed against City, अगर वैसा ही चलता रहा जैसा आर्सेनल फॉरेस्ट के अगेंस्ट खेली वैसा खेली और जैसा हम सिटी के अगेंस्ट खेले अगर हम वैसा खेले it might be that we might nick a result but yeah I don't
Yeah.
see us losing that is the kind of confidence I have at the game I don't see United losing against Arsenal.
Yeah, I would somewhat agree. I think momentum always plays a factor sometimes. Well, I shouldn't say always. I think it sometimes plays a factor. Think it depends on circumstances. The fact that all our players will officially be back by the Arsenal game is always a good sign.
Yeah.
Minus obviously our injured players, but maximum available players we will have now by the time we play Arsenal. And I think 1-1 is a respectable match. I think we also have to take into account that Arsenal are also treading water slowly. They don't want to. They are trying to. They are staggeredly progressing the ball side by side, because they don't want to make a mistake, because they've
Mm.
seen it before, right? Losing by a few points, a handful of
Mm.
points. So I think they're timid. If they have a timid approach, no, I think we can definitely get a draw. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what I think my also theory for the game is. If they are not sure, or अगर doubt आ जाता है ना that we don't have to lose this one, they might as well lose against United because we'll be flying after beating City. So I think this looks like the perfect moment to wrap up this stream. Thank you so much, Nathan,
Arey
for
wait,
coming in.
Haji Singh, Manchester United rejected Ajax loan for Ugarte.
हाँ हाँ, they
यार
did,
वो
they did,
why
they did.
why are they making me get more angry now when we are now supposed to be in a good mood?
No, no. We'll react as if we did not read that comment. And again, we'll end end on this note that our suits are looking fine. I'm looking like Shashi Ten Hag. He's looking like Nathan Ragnick. And this marks the perfect moment to wrap the stream. Thank you everyone जो पिछले सवा दो घंटे से stream में जुड़े हुए हैं. Thank you for all your chats. If your chats was not
Yes.
taken, it was definitely read by me and Nathan. And आज हम कुछ बहुत ही sensitive discuss कर रहे थे about United legends and their recent comments on our players. So I thought some of the comments might have been skipped just to maintain the flow of the conversation, but we read that and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And अगर यहाँ पे कोई आ रहे हो देख रहे हो, if by chance if you have not subscribed to Nathan's channel, which should be a punishable offense, please go and subscribe because he's one of the finest United creators that you would find in India. And his opinions, his views are different. They're worth listening to. And the way he speaks, it's very entertaining. And I think you'll become a fan once you see his couple of streams or videos. So don't forget to
Thank
subscribe
you.
to his channel. एंड अगर आप यहाँ पे हो लाइक नहीं किया है मैं आपसे पैसे नहीं लेता हूँ लाइक करने का लाइक कर दो स्ट्रीम को इट हेल्प्स द एल्गोरिदम जो मैंने ध्रुव से सीखा है बोलते हुए कितना लाइन बोलना चाहिए सब्सक्राइब लाइक द स्ट्रीम and do join us we'll be doing these streams frequently and we have promised अगर हम आर्सेनल को हराएंगे this suit would become a three piece and we'll do our next stream in three piece so if you're excited pray for United's win and keep following keep subscribing and yeah, let's go United. This marks the perfect moment to say goodbye to all of you. Let's go United. Thank you for joining. See you in the next one.
Good night, guys. Good night.